is given a free kick. He initially pointed to Dangerfield. He's going to get it.
Chris got compared him to Jonah Lomu last week, the All Blacks legend.
Danger on that there. That's one of the scariest things in AFL. You see Patrick Dangerfield getting a full head of steam and coming at you. There's Connor Iden there, who was trying to stand in the way of the big raging bull, Tony Modra, as he's calling themselves these days down here. I'm hearing, boys, but he's a presence down there who draws the ball and he draws the contest as well.
So Patrick Dangerfield, 9 touches forward in the last quarter last week, which really spelt danger. From 45 here, they needed the steadier and they got it from the chair.
Really good in this part of his game as well. His goal kick. Question marks earlier on in his career, but as he's settling into that permanent forward role, his goal kick has been pretty strong. And it was. Look, he created this. This is what captains do. They sense moments, great players. It's the difference. And he's able to sense it. Now he goes into the centre square to try and help give them some ascendancy. But don't you just love this? This is a throwback. Great power. It's amazing at his age he's still been able to retain all of his power, which has been quite unique.
That was glorious walking. We're just watching Danger here, obviously on high, but as he makes his way into the middle of the ground, he tells Max home, he just looks at him and goes, "You're out, I'm in." So he sensed that moment. We don't see him a lot at centre bounce these days, but it's a good little matchup there against Toby Green.
Yeah, he got all 10 coaches' votes last week. Briggs, hands down, a win in the ruck. Thumps it forward, huge crumb to win. Hogan was half held, I think that fully held, then he threw it away. So either he was held and it was holding the ball, or he wasn't held and it was holding the man, you'd think. Umpire let it roll. Danger. Holmes puts the Jets on. A little bit of pressure. Caused a roller. Fantastic attack by Stengel. Buckley's got it. Toby Green flicks it. Myers had a chance to get it. Iden snuck in. Himmelberg got there ahead of them all. Gave it over the top. Fonte. Caught. Big stage for Joe Fonte.
He's got to get that first handball.
Out wide, Jazza. Will grab my camera, and this is in his wheelhouse here in this pocket. Gary Ablett Terrace behind him. Standing room in that grandstand. When they rebuilt the grandstand, they made a large portion of the second deck standing room. This is a nice feature.
As a kid, Dwayne, in the terrace, his old man, but Gary kicked 100 one day.
You told me you made 100 here. Junior cricket.
Nah, five,
wasn't it? Five, sorry.
Reminds me of Croke Park over there.
It has a nice look. And Jeremy Cameron gives it some air. Bends it back. And defensively thumped through for a behind.
Just little things, but Kieran Briggs in exactly the right spot for a ruck there for that opportunity to kill it. Mark Litzar's choosing not to go into that onto the goal line there. Briggs there to make sure it gets over the goal line for a point.
Himmelberg. Stagnant at the moment. After it's been a real blitz from halfback from them early. Whitfield again in the back pocket. Working with Himmelberg. It has to be fast. And he wasn't fast enough.
Sure, man, well done. Just need to be more aware of that 50.
It certainly is going to be by the looks of it. Ball wasn't given to Manor properly. So they're going for a walk.
Whitfield, you can see there, he's just throwing it. Manor hasn't even looked around. And Whitfield too worried about getting back and defending.
So it's all academic from here as Manor kicks it into the second tier of the Joel Selwood stand. And as we head towards the latter part of the first quarter, the Cats coming back. It's an 11-point ball game.
It's an unusual mistake there by Himmelberg. So as a defender, he normally had the clock tuned in, but the clock wasn't tuned in then, and you've got to be on high alert around these dangerous small joint forwards. They get up and down the ground, but they pressure as well as anyone. There's plenty of them there. This time Manor has been fantastic the last few weeks, especially since Brian Miles been out, Jack.
Yeah, he is. He's obviously a later drafted player, but he tells you just to remain constantly in the game here. You never know when an opportunity comes up, and obviously the stepping side from Himmelberg there opened him right up for the tackle. I think the worrying sign for the Giants is that Geelong have had 7 inside 50s for the game and have scored 6 times, going at 85%. So Adam Kingsley would be happy with their offence, but a little bit worried about the ease of Geelong scoring.
Man, another player they pulled out of local footy for his tackle pressure. Here is danger, hunted down by Big Briggsy. Manor spins around, sends it long, kneels under it. Big fist to Himmelberg, knocked at 30, Holmes, Blitzarves, wobbly kick, the chaos ball, will it work? Himmelberg slapped it, dangerous, Smith, tried the dance step on Iden, he wouldn't bite. Dempsey, Guthrie, Blitzarves, 1, 2.
It's a great kick. It creates so much chaos. Just that, and that is not directed to Mark Blitzarves there from Guthrie, but just kicking it to the right spot, nice and flat, so you don't have too many players converging on it, and luck falls your way. Obviously, just going over the top of Jack Buckley's hands there, and Mark Blitzarves standing in what is really the old school hotspot.
The game's turned quickly. Cats have found gear. Blitzarves wastes it.
Kicks.
Hard to believe.
The stand's protecting, so it's definitely not the wind.
Started to shift into a Geelong-style game here. 5 of the last 7 inside 50s being played in the Geelong forward half for the last 5 to 8 minutes.
So Whitfield, big breath after a troubled previous foray. Taken by Briggs. Briggs inboard to Ash. They just paddle it around here. It's not convincing at the moment, Iden. Geelong manning up. Now to Buckley.
Trying to just open a hole here so they can come back through the middle where they've been so damaging already today, the Giants. Geelong remaining strong defensively.
Buckley's kick to the congestion on the outer side. Guthrie at the front. Riccardi couldn't quite drag it down. Ball bobbles about. O'Sullivan, usually so unflappable, the young man, kicks it to half forward. Dempsey with the fist. Ware goes to meet it with Smith, and the line beats them.
It's a good game of footy so far. Enjoyable down here on a beautiful day at Geelong. Both sides having a crack offensively.
Both sides come in, Jack, 4 and 4 since GWS was introduced to the competition.
Walker.
So Cameron won it down to Dangerfield and then out to Smith. 3 stars combining there, but they couldn't take it
He's
anyway.
getting active. Didn't start in centre bounce today, Bailey Smith. He's back in there now.
What does that mean, Brandon?
Kill the whale.
Kill the game? Slow it down?
I thought so.
There's lots of elaborate signs these days. I'm curious to know if there's some signs that actually mean nothing. They're just confusing for the opposition. Tom Green around his body. Cameron's got it. Spanks it towards goal. Kneels down there. Taylor's fist wins out and knocks it out. We'll get another ball in. It'll be Briggs to do it against Neil.
Good challenge for Shannon Neal against probably one of the, I think the best defender in the competition in Sam Taylor. He's the man to go to him, so he's got his hands full.
Briggs, Neil, neither really got it. In that congestion, Dangerfield with the power. Himmelberg the other way. Atkins tried to feed it out. Brown hammers it as far as he can get it away. O'Sullivan with the early fly. De Koning with the collect. And here they go again. Blitzarves and Holmes. Holmes is quicker. Hunted down by Toby. Jed Hughes. Hunted down by Whitfield. And held up back into the team. Jed, son of the old captain down here for a couple of years, and I'll be in the house. Andrew and Julianne will be here for Mother's Day.
Bowes out to Cameron, who's got plenty of company. Could have given away a free kick. Did give away a free kick, Iden.
It's good on Brown to come down and support Iden as well. Especially down as a forward.
Yeah, just got to be careful the Giants don't lose their forward structure. Obviously been starved of the ball for the last sort of 10 minutes. Not many inside 50s that start to creep up the ground as a forward. So that last exit from D50, Geelong owning the space, multiple plays. You've got to make sure you remain connected to your offence. You're there to represent when you need it.
Just trying to get through to quarter time now, aren't they, the Giants players? No more damage on the scoreboard.
Kick to this narrow wing. De Koning, second effort. Just throws his boot at it.
Doing well today. Playing on Jake Stringer mainly, Jib Hughes.
Hughes, Stengel. He's in a bit of a predicament inboard. Bowes slams it on the boot. 2 on 2. Cameron waits at the back off hands from Taylor and out with less than 10 seconds to go in what's been a highly entertaining first quarter. GWS off half-back in particular, really fast movement of the football, but it's slowed down. Geelong have clamped them down, and 3 goals their own. Briggs and Dangerfield. Briggs won it down. McMullen takes it to ground.
All to do with contest, man, isn't it? They just worked their way in around the contest, been much better in this area of the ground. GWS dominated the first half of the quarter. The ball hit the ground, especially around these contests.
Briggs slaps it down to Tom Green, and that's the last passage of play here at GMHBA Stadium. A little bit of niggle from that scrimmage as well. We'll keep an eye on that. But it's the Giants with Jake Stringer mainly on the board with 2. Green, Toby, that is, Jesse Hogan and Xavier O'Halloran and the other goal kickers. They lead by 10. The Sunday Ticket on Fox.
All right, folks, here we are. We're quarter timer at the footy here. 5 minutes away for second quarter. It's the Giants doing the business. 5-2-32 leading the Cats. 3-4-22. It's going to be a good game down here today. I tell you what, both teams look pretty good. Shout out Game Board. How you doing, Tina? Hey, Daniel, Ryan, shouty. Happy Richmond supporter in there. Folks, we just got word. Where is it? Let me just bring it to you. Let me bring you the scores from the other game that just finished. Can you believe it? Happy Tiger supporters 11-15-81, defeating the West Coast Eagles 11-13-79 by 2 points. The Tigers victory. There we go. Send all good stuff to all the Tigers. I thought the Tigers might do all right. They're going to be a good team. Anyway, here we go. So Cats versus Giants. Giants by 10 points. I didn't get to the lineups. Let's just quickly look at those. Before we just have a look at quickly the goal scorers here. Myers, Closey, Buse coming in for the Cats. Humphrey, Stanley, Woodshire going out. The sub is Ted Closey. Of course, for the Giants, Cody Angrove, Jake Riccardi coming in. Darcy Jones, Toby Bedford going out. Cody Angrove is new player. And Delana is the sub. Milestones there for the Giants. Cody Angrove, his debut game. Tom Green is playing his 100th. Well done, Tom. Congratulations on your 100th. Goal scorers, Jake the Package Stringer for the Giants. He's got 2 and the only multiple goal scorer. O'Halloran with a single with Jesse Hogan. Toby Green's popped up with 1 also. For the Cats, Sean Manor has got 1. Paddy, the champion, Dangerfield, and Brad Close has popped up with a single also for the Cats. Possession getters out on the ground. Maxie Holmes leads away with 10 for the Cats. Tom Green leads away for the Giants with 10. The only 2 players out on the ground to reach multiple figures so far on the disposal count. Toby Green having a good opening quarter. Good to see him starting to do well. 8 touches. 1 goal, 1 off his 7 kicks. 3 tackles he's had also. Lockie Whitfield up to 7. Mitch Duncan on 6 there for the Cats. Sam DeConey, he's just had 5. Jesse Hogan, big man down there for the Giants. 5 disposals, 3 kicks. He's kicked 1 goal, 1 though. Nice result. He'd like to be kicking a little bit straighter. Paddy Dangerfield, I'm sure we're going to see some big moments from him throughout this game. Just the 4 touches. He's had 1 kick. Tell you what, when he kicks it accurate. 1 kick, 1 goal, 3 handballs for Paddy Dangerfield. All right, let me just roll down here a little bit, and we're going to get back down to the ground. Welcoming everyone. Don't forget to vote. Who you think's going to win this game today? Should be an absolute classic. There we go. Let me take that back. We put that back on there. We're only a minute away from the second quarter. Tell you what, can the Giants keep this up down at the Cattery? Tell you what, it's a pretty big ask down at the Cattery to get the job done over the Cats, but we'll find out not too far away. All right, let's head back down to the ground. whereas the Giants by 10 points.
And the Giants absolutely dominating field position, but we head inside the coach's box. It was Geelong in the second part of that half that were able to get their game back on track, and it was through contested possession, and that is something that the Giants have been dominating since they've been down in the last 4 victories, Brandon, which we've made a little bit of. But you look at
sure Jeremy Cameron starting the centre bounce was helping, and Bailey Smith was out. To me, it looked like when Smith went back in the second half, they had more energy and life around there. Cameron Moore went forward.
And the other factor was pressure. And we know the Giants are nearly the best pressure team in the competition. Look at Geelong's last 10 minutes, 2:03. That is well above AFL average there. They got the game back on their terms, brought it into the trenches, and won it in the trenches too.
Yeah, they did. And on the opposite side, GWS, something we haven't seen, especially in the first half of the year, was their transition. So they were able to really move the ball and get that going. But the coach box where it was happening for the Cats.
Yeah, it was. And this is the Giants play, Brandon, that you're talking about, is their ability to get it from half back. And we've absolutely loved that, haven't we?
Yeah, we have, Jackets. But Finn Callan's a key player. At the moment, Bedford's out, Daniel's out, Kelly's out, and Darcy Jones is out. So they've lost their transition players, their runners, so a lot falls on the shoulders of this young man, Finn Gallan, had a great start. What we love as forwards, he straightens up there, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. And as soon as that little sort of step inside shifts the whole defence, so Geelong, I think, going to go out wide, it does open the corridor, and it is the quickest point home. It is the quickest point home here on a very skinny ground and short ground as well. So the Giants use that to their advantage. As much as the speed has gone out for the Giants in terms of their injuries, the ball moves faster than the leg. So the way they have kicked the ball around and actually moved the ball, they have been shifting Geelong's defence nicely in that first bit of that. So a cracking game of footy so far, boys, and we are really enjoying speed on ball from both sides.
So the conditions certainly perfect for a good game of footy.
I mean, it was influential, especially in the first half of the first quarter, starting in the centre bounce as well, opposite Jeremy Cameron.
Just watching Jeremy Cameron as he meanders his way out. Dangerfield heading forward. Looks like Cameron might be starting on the wing now, Brownie, out of centre bounce. So he's been booted from the centre bounce and put on the wing. So Ollie Dempsey makes his way forward. So no doubt Chris Scott's got a little swap there. They are the best in the
competition. Well, I like that because Ollie Dempsey getting tagged by Himmelberg. So now asking question in the GWS coaching box, going, okay, if you want to follow around Ollie Dempsey.
See Adam King yelling out to Himmelberg there as well. And he finally turns around at the bottom of the screen there and says, yeah, I can hear you, coach.
Second term. Briggs holding his ground. Smith gets it away. Cameron just wobbles one towards centre half forward. Manor overrun it. Where Callahan, McMullen slams it towards centre half forward. Tapped down by Stringer. Opportunity for Cadman. Got rid of it quickly. O'Connor taken to ground. Hot football to win and goes out.
Just a little fumble there from Cadman. He was rolling around nicely onto his left foot if he'd taken that ball cleanly, but little fumble. You can't do that at AFL level, and it's cost himself a shot on goal.
So Briggs and Blitzarves renew their battle. Briggs just nice little tap to Stringer, who had it for a long time. Umpire thought it was legal and was going to ball it up. This time Atkins and Smith with the crumbs. Smith with a fresh airy. Callahan coughed it up to Guthrie, and then Dempsey on the boots. It's wide. It's just inside Cameron.
Nicely measured, just in front of their players' race. If anyone should know the dimensions, it's the Cats. They used every millimetre there. Jezza heads long. Neal got up, couldn't mark it. Taylor and Manor went at it. McMullen almost fumbled that away. Handball through the legs, didn't work from Himmelberg. Dempsey, Manor, fantastic in the opening term. Neal can't mark it. Smith, bang, cut in half. Iden had him cold. Manor again. Rolls it, skims it. Stengel got the tap and go.
We've seen so many kicks from Geelong, just trying to be too cute with it at the moment, leaning back as they're kicking the ball, and the ball just dribbling along the ground. It's a perfect opportunity for three of the Geelong small forwards there to work together to get a shot on goal, but poor kick inside 50.
They've been hanging with Graham Myers too long. All of them can do it. Atkins sees didn't part for him.
There is something about just putting your head over the ball and making sure you're really diligent with the hand to foot, especially in the value going inside 50.
Dangerfield lurking, Smith lurking, Stengel's on the run. Manor, good lock-up tackle, ball falls. The umpire's earning his pay.
So Neil won it down and then gets a second opportunity at it. Smith, Dempsey in the phone booth. Kicks the belly of it towards the top of the square. Up they go. It was punched away from close. Chance for Duncan. Duncan round the corner. Kicks the goal. Second match this year. One of the Cats' favourite sons. They've been loving that.
Oh, that's why they helps have an experienced back flanker. So it comes up GWS as the ball's locked in their defensive 50. The forwards get gradually sucked up the ground. Mitch Duncan comes down with his man, but holds his width. You just see him there on the right-hand side of the screen. Doesn't get sucked in all the way to the contest. He's no value there. He hangs around the 50. The ball gets punched back and then bang. Nice kick.
Great little block there from Mark O'Connor. He didn't touch the ball one bit there, but he opens up the kicking lane here for Duncan. Just a slight little, runs his man off there, and then Duncan can roll around. He's on the cusp of 300 games, of course, Dwayne. It'd be great to see him get to that milestone, but back in, second week back in, and having a big impact off half-back.
It's almost the old John West rule. What makes them the best is the fish they reject. He couldn't get a game in the first part of the season. Mitch Duncan hammered back inside 50. Dangerfield comes like a train, left it behind. Buckley inside, Callaghan, Briggs, back to Callaghan, and here's the tsunami. Had a bounce, spears it long, and he's got Hogan in the hole.
It was brilliant, and Jack, you're laughing as well. It was brilliant forward craft by Jesse Hogan against the coning. He just read the play so quickly, knew that Callaghan was going to be the release player. Hopefully we just get it in the bottom left hand. Just
there it is.
Look at
this ducks back
up,
there.
Then ducks back around.
Oh. And the value of the kick. So we've seen a kick go inside 50 from the other end. It was Sean Manor who sort of leant back on it there. Callaghan just created the space, and that's what the great kicks do. Kicked it across his body beautifully, and it fell in Hogan's lap.
To settle things down to start this second. It's a strange routine, but it works normally. And again here, he's got two, Stringer's got two, Cats have problems.
Yeah, it was Callaghan again. So leading possession winner for GWS. He's up to 11 disposals. 3 inside 50s, and that's where he's at his most damaging. Forwards love left footers because they wrong foot the defenders. Isn't that right? Absolutely. There's nothing better. You know that more often than not, just subconsciously, the defender will play as if it's a right footer, even though I'm sure Sam DeConing would have done his homework during the week. Falls back onto that subconscious, and that's what he does. Jesse Hogan gets him out the back, and he's a beautiful penetrating kick as well.
Toby Green runs a perfect pattern. You can just see him shooting across there. He actually creates the space for Callaghan to run into. So unrewarded running from the captain, Toby Green, who's been on fire early here, creating that avenue for then Callaghan. You can see that slashing pattern. Callaghan uses the ball going inside 50. Lovely.
Blitz halves, down to Holmes. Dances around the bigger player in Briggs and then check sides it inside 50 over the head of Neil, slapped away. Smith, Manor, little centering ball. It's a vacant goal square at the moment. Dempsey goes off the ground. Dangerfield comes charging through, but it was killed in the end by Iden, who was under enormous pressure.
He's enigmatic, isn't he, Dempsey? He's just always there. He's a chance to do anything, chance to take a hanger. We've seen already that this year. Kick a goal off the ground. His work rate, watching him and Himmelberg run down the fat side of the ground is like watching something at the Olympics.
Ball slammed wide, chance for the Leapers to go up close to the boundary. Tom Green, Ward did keep it alive to his detriment. Duncan, right place, right time, as he goes so often. Smith, he hits a good spot with that kick to Dempsey. Got plenty of players around it, but an ugly bounce. Perfect for Myers, perfect for Jazza. He goes with the outside of the boot and bangs it around the pole.
Great move, playing on the wing now. they're asking some questions now, the Geelong coaching staff, of the Giants coaching staff. So they switch it up. Himmelberg onto Dempsey in the first quarter, then Dempsey to forward flank. They put Cameron under the wing. All of a sudden, Himmelberg's in two minds from just watching him in play. Cameron slides down with the play. Good goal there. Up on the not on the opposite. It was a left foot banana. Yeah, good.
Yeah, it's a difficult kick on the run there. Just the ability to get it to go straight enough for long enough, and as soon as it went past the goals, it curved at right angles. But you're right, Brownie. I think Chris Scott is the best coach at throwing something at the opposition. One is to identify what is actually happening at that point in time. So clearly Dempsey, one of his young stars, is being sat on by a very good player in Himmelberg, is that he's got these weapons that he can sort of shift them around. They are the most organised team in the competition, and it starts in the coach's box. A masterclass move there by Chris Scott.
Balance and poise from Cameron, superb there as Blitzarves narrowly won it down. McMullen under the pup. Blitzarves clever little tap along the ground. Holmes. And then Cameron again to a Neil direction.
That's a big boy mark, that one.
Sam Taylor be ruining that. He just took it too easy in the end. He thought the pack was just going to spoil themselves.
Jeremy Cameron involved again off the centre bounce. I think Taylor thought it was potentially going to go out the back, but Neil, obviously 200 centimetres and a big, strong man.
203 to Taylor's 198.
So Neil keen to join the list of goal kickers, and he does it in the best way. He puts his team in front.
Yeah, good start to get on top of centre bounce there. Giving the players then, that's what you love as a forward with the 6-6-6 rule. Get even numbers, even though it's a genuine pack mark. I still think it was a misread, but let's highlight Shannon Neal for being able to stand up strong. That's what you need. You're a big, strong boy. Stand up strong. Don't buckle at the hips. Sam Taylor, experienced defender. He didn't buckle at the hips. He stood tall.
Sarah Jones downstairs.
Some concerns for the GWS Giants. Coleman medalist Jesse Hogan's been spending a fair bit of time in the hands of the physio, getting some treatment on his adductor and hip, just working through that now.
Thanks, Sarah. Nice work. Great to have Sarah Jones downstairs. Matty Hill, Jack Rewalt, Jonathan Brown. And you've got the best seat in the house on Fox Footy. This game is living up to the expectation. Smith toes it off the deck. The Cats are coming hard now. Jazza on the run again. Himmelberg, Jazza manufactured a kick. Dangerfield's down there, hoping for a crumb. Neil couldn't quite pounce. And we'll get a ball in.
Yeah, just that pattern from Jeremy Cameron. He's just coming off the wing and just wheeling around on his left foot and just charging hard forward, and a very hard play to stop. As soon as he gets ahead of steam going forward, it's a big task for Harry Himmelberg.
It's a lot different matchup now to Ollie Dempsey. He would have worked on all week, practiced for.
Cats are in front for the first time today. Myers beaten for it by Tom Green. Ward, their most experienced soldier, heads toward Riccardi. Got hands on it, couldn't pull the mark down. Brown overran it. Duncan went and got it. DeConing tried to thread the eye of the needle with a handball. Ward mopped it up. A roller. The chaos ball works for O'Halloran. Flicks it past Brown to go and get it. Ward, there's a push off, was nice. Just stiff-armed him. And the chip to Tom Green is delightful.
Goes to play on. Now he goes on properly down the corridor. Over their heads. So Blitzarves under a bit of pressure. O'Connor. And eventually Clark. Pushed out by Angovan over.
Thought Himmelberg might have been a bit stiff there. Sort of got shunted under the ball, potentially a free kick. And that's what you can do. If Jeremy Cameron's going to come to you on the wing, challenge him the other way. Don't just make it a one-way street with Jeremy running forward. Harry needs to get forward and make sure Jeremy's accountable too.
So Smith surges hard, then kicks it to the outer wing. Taylor comes through. And it was an emphatic mark in the end. He's got numbers this side of the ground. Iden. Fonte screaming for it. Out wider. They're going to use him in a minute. Ash over the top. Coming through to O'Halloran.
Get it back into the corridor. They seem to look the most dangerous, the Giants, mate, when they have been able to just change the angle slowly.
O'Halloran has a little dance around his opponent, kicks it to the top of the square, and Cadman's raked it in.
Excellent. Excellent by Riccardi there as well. Just knew that he was the man behind. He was actually the block, the protection. Still needs to look like he was going to try and catch the football, but he sort of provided just a safety net for Cadman to go up and catch it unmanned. That's good cohesion from the two key forwards there.
So, looking for his 10th goal this year. He's been averaging 1 a match through 2025 and puts them back in front.
He's just slid that inside the post as well. It's a bit tricky down that end. No, very good build-up. So, you know, the Giants look the most dangerous whether it be off a quick break off half-back or through marks, to just get it back into the centre corridor and then go forward, not go all the way at the other side. So good decision-making there by the players. Just opens up and gives you an opportunity to get one-on-one and get a deeper entry if you decide that.
Yeah, it highlights the importance of getting a mark inside 50 to 70 metres out and getting a mark inside that space, but actually in the centre part of the ground. It's just, you can see here, all of a sudden it opens up both sides. But I really do love the fact that Riccardi's gone up, protected for his mate, and gets the Giants a goal, because that's what it's about. It's about a team goal.
Riccardi into the ruck again here. No relation, by the way, for those Cats fans that are curious, to the great Peter. Here he's on cue. Feeds it out to Stringer. Wants the 1-2. Little feed further on by Riccardi. The pat down. Green to Stringer. Works his way into space. Gee, that would have been a monster goal. It's going to be a free. It'll come back. He'll have a second shot for being pushed in the back by Bose.
And the theatrical reaction by Stringer, I think, sold it, because the umpire hadn't called it initially. Just gets a little extra dive.
Was it late, or was there a hand on the number?
I think the fact that the ball never came back into play means it's got to come back to where it was originally. But this man here, like, out of centre bounce is so damaging. We haven't seen the best of him yet at the Giants. We've seen the best of him, obviously, through his career, but he's really breaking this game open as a forward and as a mid.
For number 3. From 48, goal umpire does a bit of dancing. It's the post. Sarah Jones downstairs.
Patrick Dangerfield getting a bit of work done to his left ankle at the moment on the sidelines.
So some names undergoing some work in Dangerfield and also Hogan. As congestion forms on the Regan, Henry's taken that beautifully, completely outpointed them at the front of the pack. Inboard had to be good. And it was pinpoint to Guthrie. And they go laterally to O'Sullivan. So impressive this year, this young player. Back into the middle. Going for a jog, Buse. Kicks to the pockets. Dempsey! The live wire himself.
Yeah, we've seen this a fair bit over the last probably 18 months, Jack. He starts on the wing. He's gone down to a half-forward flank. He was on Himmelberg that time. As his match-up at the start of the game, which we've spoken about often throughout the game. Good mark.
Well, it's been goal for goal in the last 10 minutes. This to put the Cats back in front. Kept it low, dangerously low. Was touched last line by Taylor.
We spoke about Kieran Briggs being on the goal line, doing his job there. No Geelong player on the goal line to block that through.
Kieran Briggs should have some good education on playing this ground. It's been coached by the great Shane Mumford.
How good we didn't see a review there as well. A goal line umpire backed themselves in.
Out wide, Riccardi floats in, can't mark it, ball hits the deck. Tom Green hands it up, and they're alive again. The Giants, quick kick, Brown takes the mark on the wing.
So Brown pushing forward again here. The Giants, long ball in the Cadman direction, and he's got it. He's taken a good grab. But what's interesting about this, remember his baptism of fire last year when Hogan was injured. And Hogan's off at the moment. This man's standing up.
Chance to shine, Matt. Yeah. Not sure what DeConing was doing. So it was clean run. Like, he needed to be back onto his man there.
Yeah, he got caught out, I think, with a kick inside. as soon as that mark was taken 70 metres out. But once again, Jesse Hogan becomes the safety net this time for Aaron Cadman.
Was even more emphatic. Hogan was standing next to him. So from 20 metres out, Cadman makes the goal umpire works too much. It's a behind.
And it's the other forward that is actually off at the moment. Jake Stringer's getting some treatment down on the bench at the moment in the hands of the physio and the doctor. It's his leg.
Too many key forwards. We're confusing him, Matt.
So the congestion, where with the fist and out of play.
It's been a very offensive focused game so far, but both sides just tightening up their defence a little bit. It's a good matchup. Bailey Smith on Toby Green.
It's a big quarter, Bailey Smith. Just 7 disposals already.
So Riccardi goes himself. That was fancy footwork. Kick around the corner. Cadman at the back, Hogan at the front. They get a little opportunity here. That's surely high. Umpire was right on the spot.
Yeah, there's 2 umpires right there. You're right on the spot, Matt. 5 metres away.
That's well played.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, absolutely. Matt Nichols, experienced umpire.
Riccardi again. He's busy. Ward, bit of dancing around on the spot and puts it through. Natives getting restless.
The feedback I would have thought. And Adam Kingsley spoke to us pre-game, Jack, about they want to really improve on their forward half game. And the defensive transition looks good when they move the ball from one end of the ground to the other. But this is what he really wants to see.
Yeah, he does. And Shannon Neal just gave his back up there to Riccardi. He was just shunted under the ball quite easily, actually. And then a bit of brilliance there by the 300 gamer, Callum Ward. Had the candy early and said, no, thank you, I'll go around and kick a beautiful snap. Just steadied it up. Aaron Cadman missed a soda, you would say, only a few minutes ago from deep out in front. And could have been paid a free kick that, but the umpire was in the exact right position to see that O'Shea Mullen ducked his head, and Chris Scott not happy with that.
Usually a pretty polite crowd at GMHBA, but not at the moment.
Geelong dominated centre bounce this quarter.
So Briggs, Toby Green went without it. Atkins off a standing start. It's a sky ball in the Stengel direction. Punched away by Fonte. Henry in the danger zone with Dempsey taken by Whitfield. And also Himmelberg for a ball up.
And it looks like the Giants are going to make this sub. It doesn't look like Jake Stringer is okay. Delana has the jacket off and is ready to be deployed.
So play on. Round the corner. Good chance for a goal here. It's an elite finish by Jezza. Jeremy Cameron with 2.
Yeah, this is the challenge, isn't it? Jeremy Cameron's moving all over the ground. Started the centre bounce. The game starts a quarter on the wing. This time he was just a genuine forward. So you can imagine their defenders, GWS defenders, a little bit confused to what's going on. Able to sneak around the back, kick that goal. It's 2 for the quarter.
Yeah, he's such an important player. And to be able to put him wherever you want. You can see here, damaging player in the air, as damaging on the ground as well. They just give it to him every single time. I remember chatting to Sean Grigg when he was down here as an assistant coach, Brownie. They said anywhere inside 50, give the ball to Jeremy Cameron. That is how good of a set shot and shot on the run he is. And not many players can snap it from there, from sort of 45 to 50 metres out. He's certainly got that in his kit bag.
So a huge moment for Joe Delano, game 2. Cat fans happy. Bailey Smith free. Big few minutes coming up here. There's a free kick downfield for high, either to or against Dangerfield. So it's against him, and it does come all the way back to full-back because the ball was in the air on its way to full-back. It's almost a slight disadvantage as opposed to being where the ball was, which was at centre-half back. Iden. Down the line, Neil stalks it, got it.
Good positioning there from Neil. If you're playing the ruck, you've got to make sure you're down the line and impact in the air.
Goes inside. Hughes. Keeps it low down the corridor to Dangerfield. Got a fist on it. Ware smacks it away. Bouncing ball. Cats have the wall set up. Didn't sit for Buse initially. Then he floats it back. And they've got players left, right and centre. And Henry is the man that was centre. Quick kick back into the congestion.
Lovely mark here. Just forward half turnover. Buse was with the long kick inside 50. Geelong were lining up there, and it's a very good jump and mark, Ollie Henry. Very, very good at it.
Get it back into an unset defence is what Buse did there. Ollie Henry, 2 goals last week against his old team, Collingwood. Struck that pretty well. Struck that magnificently. Moved it through the air like a work of art.
Just getting territory this quarter, Geelong, because of centre bounce dominance. They've won nearly every centre bounce that GWS may have won one of them. So it's getting played in the front half for Geelong this quarter predominantly. It's putting pressure on the GWS defenders. So sort this out. Giants centre square squad. Who goes in there? Toby Green was influential at the start of the game. So Toby Green's gone back in there now, the centre bounce. Try and fix this up. Briggs in there, Callahan's in there. I think McMullen is the other one. It's on to them now. It's on to them to lift.
Big 6.5 minutes. Who gets the momentum into half-time? Briggs working through the middle. McMullen, he's been pretty good today. Free kick on Toby Green. He gets the flyby from Callahan, who lets rip, but it's a mung kick in the end and out of play on the full.
It's everything we asked except for the final piece. A lot better build up out of centre square.
Often inaccurate, 2-8 Finn Callahan this season, 9-18 career. So goal kicking not his forte. It is Toby Green's forte, but he's a long way from home here. He pulls the kick short, nicely delivered. So Aaron Cadman started to pay his way in this team. They traded up to get him. Aaron Cadman is their #1 pick in 2022. This is his 3rd season. Kicked a couple against Sydney last week. He's about to hit 50 games, so in the old Kevin Sheedy rule, his apprenticeship is about to be over.
He'll take a big breath here, Cabin. Make sure that he sticks to his routine. You can see the breath there. Missed one he should have kicked before.
It's across the face. It won't work back anywhere near enough. And scores are level.
Let's drop that one inside. You can see there, Stringer looks to be a hamstring or an adductor there, the ice on the inside of his leg. It's been a big loss. He's probably been the Giants' best player earlier on.
Had a little hamstring pre-season, which knocked him around a bit.
Yeah, it's disappointing for one of the match winners for the GWS Giants.
So Joe Delana, the sub, gets an opportunity on such a big stage this afternoon. Tom Green weaving through the congestion. Slick hands. Hogan, Himmelberg, Ash, Angove. Inside 50 to Cadman. Punched away that time by O'Sullivan. It's going to be a really good battle between those two. Angove with something miraculous. And then in the end, just tapped over by Duncan. It was as subtle as a sledgehammer.
They're good to watch when they get the handball game going, the Giants.
Yeah, that was the only form of offence they could use there, Brandon, because Geelong had lined up and had a couple of spares behind the ball. But slick handballs on angles as well to challenge the Geelong defence.
Down the staples here if they want. Myers doesn't want. He goes to Buse. Cameron. Angove came at him. Myers back in from concussion. Missed the extra week after the clash with Conor Nash in the Hawks game. Smith. A lot of room to roam. Uses every millimetre of it. It's the half forward and through the hands again of O'Connor. Little toe poke. Hard attack from Clark one way. Still in there. Big ball to win, McMullen. Tom Green. Riccardi gets up. Good hands. And they're about to go into attack again, the Giants.
Got Jesse Hogan deep on Jeremy Cameron.
Spearing ball straight down the throat of Hogan.
It's great work there by Hogan. Just saw the opportunity, had an absolute paddock of space in him. And Jeremy Cameron, his ex-teammate, a full forward. There's nothing better when you get the full forward on you and you're the full forward, you're running backs towards goal. And he's had a bit of work on the legs as well. Sarah Jones saying the adductor. This will challenge him.
Big kick late in the first half. Already with 2 on the boards. That deliberate stutter. It's not a bad attempt. It's going to swing around at the last minute, but it's a goal. Now that's a big goal. A big 3 for Jesse Hogan.
That's what you need from your big forwards. Just go back and embrace the moment. You need to do that. He was looking to pass off, but he couldn't afford to make a mistake there. He's capable of that. He does it. Keeps them in front. Great goal. That's been a bit tricky down that end. Not sure what the reason is, but it's well protected. There's no wind out there. But good build up there by the Giants. This was done through kicking, actually. Good decision to find Riccardi, who was on Mitch Duncan there, so obviously
that was a good kick from
beat him forward. Yeah, it was. Just to move it quickly.
Unique way to... This is a pretty important moment here. Just that there, a couple of young players putting their heads over the ball, but that's a critical contest win back there. That goes one way and Geelong are watching the inside. That's where that play builds up. Just the little moments like that.
Briggs and Blitzhouse go at it. Holmes quick in to the blitz, who launches it goal square. Chance for the Flyers. Now a chance for the Crummers. Myers, quick onto the boot. The hand bigger than the eye.
Great by Myers. Come back into the side today. He's a very valued player. Can run so hard up and down the ground, but this time from centre bounce. So would have been coming off the front, about the 50-metre line, coming into the centre bounce and quickly turn. And this one he's at his most dangerous, as are the other Geelong small forwards. Just see that. So he's usually the highest half forward. Quickly turns, understands his opportunity, where he needs to get to, gets in a really strong position, whether it be punched by his opponents or one of his teammates bringing the ball to ground through a mark. He finishes nicely.
How good was this? Whitfield got dragged in. He's Myers' opponent there. He has to come up because Blitzar's coming out. Whitfield puts his head down. Look at him trying to get back to Myers, but you get to the front on a big contest like that now, you've got to leap hand to foot as well. That's one thing that Graham Myers does have, a knack of just getting it on his boot. Whitfield did the work early, could not get back and defend.
1 point ball game. Blitzarves controls the football eventually. Holmes and Bowes then just dumps it inside 50. Close scrapping hard for it. Off hands, elite pickup Cameron. Then to Smith. Smith backtracks. Then spears one inside 50. Stengel. Gee, they thought that one through beautifully.
It's a real problem though, centre bounce. GWS getting slaughtered from centre bounce, especially this quarter. So Geelong have had all the territory. This is how GWS beat Geelong the last 4 times. They've been able to beat them around contest and clearance, but Geelong have turned the tables today, especially in the second quarter.
Great contributor last year, this man. 46 goals and kicked a goal in 21 of the 25 games he played. This to put them back in front from just inside 50. Stengel got close to the man on the mark and misses.
Well, on his range there, Tyson Stengel is usually a really good set shot at goal. That one really testing him.
Big job for Joe Fonte. Second game of the season, 7th game of his career. Tyson Stengel, but he's got the speed to keep up with him. Long kick to Iden, local boy back home. Iden from the Bellarine. Cats thought they had him as a Cat B rookie, but being born in the UK doesn't count. Dangerfield, caught for arm free. Callahan, Ash, Iden, wrapped up and taken down. He'll have a lot of family in the house. He's in the 100 games without a goal club, Connor Iden. Ball flung in the air. Tom Green bangs it away in hope, but it'll be coming back. Blitzarves takes the grab.
Big quarter, Blitzarves.
To Koenig. To Mullen. So Mullen spreads it wider. Myers. A couple of steps in front of his opponent. And this is a big set shot for Graham. So this, just like the Stengel kick, will be just inside 50. Gives himself a little bit more room to give it as much as he possibly can. And hooks it, but they're in front.
Great angle, how far he comes across. Very unique kicking style, Brian Myers, but it works.
Yeah, would you encourage kids to copy it, Brownie?
Well, if he can kick as well as he probably would.
Yeah, well, the around the corner kick at goal was something you wouldn't coach, but now you probably would, given some are starting to perfect it. Wide ball here. Himmelberg smacks it to the boundary. The last piece of sunshine on the outer side of GMHBA Stadium. Beautiful afternoon at the Cats office.
That man, Jeremy Cameron, just there floating around. Where is he on a chessboard? What piece is he, Matt? You a chess player?
I'm not a chess player at all. Would it be a rook? It's the only position I know.
The only sport you haven't called. Chip kick is good. Henry puts it to grass. Would have been a nice way to close out the term. Delana heads wide. Got a bit of hook on that kick, so it stayed in, waited for the traffic to come, and then got taken out.
So just summing up the quarter, so Geelong's been able to get back into the game, get in front of the scoreboard. It's been a demolition out of centre bounce. 9-2 centre bounce clearances. Mark Blitzar's had 3 of those playing in the ruck.
Adam Kingsley is saying, settle down. There's only 15 seconds left. Don't do anything stupid now. McMullen, Toby Green, a sky ball. Who wants it? Brown punched away from him. Riccardi grabbed it. Mullen grabbed him. Smith, loose pill, dumps it on the boot, and that's it for the first half. Well, haven't we got a second half to bring you on Fox Footy? Full analysis with the best in the business, Jonathan Brown and Jack Riewoldt shortly. It's Geelong by a point, Sunday ticket on Fox.
All right, half time here at the Cattery. Wow, check this game out, folks. 9-8 to the Cats. The Giants 9-7 It's a 1 point ball game. Wowee. Wowee. Hey, I want to shout out Game Board who's in the house. Hey, Brian, how you going? As I said, happy Tiger supporter. Tigers getting up. Tigers are getting up by 2 points today. Hey, Taddy, Adrian, what's going on? Giants looking good. JJ, what's going on? What are the chances? All my picks were likes, but I out the score going under 1. I tell you what, she's a high-scoring game so far. High-scoring game. Yeah, probably would think it'd continue, I would imagine. Yeah, I know. I mean, not often we get the scores over that, but that's reasonably good scoring for both sides today. They're both taking their opportunities. You reckon it's either the second half fatigue, going to kick in, and pressure, or goals are just going to slam in. You got GWS to cover the spread. Good luck. I tell you what, at least they've been on song today. I don't think anyone expected this many goals. Yeah, I didn't expect this many goals. 9-9, that is for sure. You know, one of the keys, I think, to Geelong today, not their slow start. I know Paddy's been down forward a bit. But Jeremy Cameron, they've been playing him all over the ground, it looks like. I think that's the difference. He's got into the game instead of just having him down forward where he's sitting quiet. He's got into the game, into the action. They were saying he's played off the centre, off the wing, down forward. I tell you what, he looks pretty dangerous out there today. But both teams going, I tell you what, both teams going well. It's a great tug-of-war game. Two great teams on show today, battling it out. It's an absolute ripper. It's I never thought I wish a game had a few missed goals. I know. Oh my gosh. I tell you what, they've had a few missed goals over the past, over this round of football as well. And they're definitely kicking a little bit straight, even though they've kicked 8 and 7 behinds. 9-9, they're giving themselves. Tell you what, the forwards are getting plenty of opportunity. I noticed, like down the Giants, sometimes it's been 2-on-1. Hogan's been finding space. He's been blocking for his other forwards. It's doing good. Hey, Paul, Sunset Wanderer, how you going, brother? What's happening over there in the beautiful land of Thailand? Good to see you. Good to see you. By the way, Paul, I hope you caught up. Oh, you probably did. You probably did. You probably caught up with the game on Thursday night. I think you were here, weren't you? Where the Magpies got up by 14 points. It was absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. By the way, I'll try to keep you up to date with the scores of the other game. Of course, the other game today, Richmond won by 2 points over West Coast. But the other game starting in not too far away is North Melbourne, Brisbane Lions. I tell you what, I'll be cheering on North Melbourne in that game. Make no mistake about that. Wait, I'll be back. They both were pretty good second half, so it's going to be interesting. And I tell you what, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. You should start doing these lives with you on the screen, and mine would be killer. Yeah, I know. I'm shy. No, I'm not shy, but it's just the way this is set up. I could use StreamYard, but I haven't got enough hours on that to do that, so that's why I just do this and just keep myself under. I probably could, but, you know, it saves me having to worry about brushing my hair and that. No, I haven't got much. Oh, keep it short anyway. That's all right. Good on you, JJ. Hey, hang on. Well, let's just head back to the commentators for a bit while they're having a few things to say.
And then obviously your domination in inside 50s in that second quarter for Geelong.
Yeah, points from clearance. You can see there for the match, plus 14 for Geelong. That's something that the Giants have been able to come down here and dominate in the last 4 victories when they've had that stronghold against Geelong down here as well. So that's something certainly Adam Kingsley would like to get on top of. But they've thrown a few different things at him today, Sarah, after what was an interesting first quarter.
They certainly have. So when we spoke to Adam Kingsley before the game, we asked him who was going to go on to Danger, and we suggested, was it going to be Connor Iden? He said no, he'll be playing on Jeremy Cameron. But Brownie, Jeremy Cameron has played centre bounce, he's played wing, he's played forward, he's played everywhere.
Are you a chess player, Sarah?
No,
Matt's
no
not. We want to know what chess piece he is, because he has been all of them today. He started in the centre bounce, went to the wing in the second quarter, then went back forward again. And incredibly frustrating for a guy like Connor Iden, who would have been set for him all week and really hasn't eventuated that match-up whatsoever. And he really worked his way. It's 2 goals in that second quarter, and it's been hard to follow for the Giants players.
What a great asset to have. Just to go, well, one of our players is getting sat on it, Ollie Dempsey. Let's roll him forward, and Jeremy, you've won a few Colemans, you can just go up to the wing and just roam around. And it challenged the other way. Jesse Hogan challenged him the other way and got a goal on him as well. So good to see the Giants aren't just laying down there.
Part of it was Ollie Dempsey was getting tagged by Himmelberg on the wing. So start of the second quarter, they decided to throw Cameron there just to ask some questions to the Giants coaching box, which we love.
Loving the battle in the coach's box, 2 of the best in the business. Let's talk about Max Holmes, now the highest ranked player on the ground. Jack, what have you loved about this game?
Well, quite simply, he's had 18 possessions, he's had 11 score involvements to half-time, so his ability to be damaging with the ball in hand is critical. He is the general of this Geelong midfield. You can see the old general handballing it to the new general there. His kicking can be a little bit skewish sometimes, but he's just got blistering pace, Brownie. He's such a weapon for Geelong, and at the moment, he's clearly the best player on the ground.
Yeah, he has. He's fought back. They've helped them fight back with the ground ball and contested possession around the contest. It's outstanding.
All right, who better to go through this portfolio than 2 of the leading forwards of your generation in Jack and Brownie? We're going to chat about the Giants forwards now, because Kingsley said before the game this was a connection they needed to work.
Yeah, unfortunately they've lost Stringer, who was probably the best forward in the first half. So whether it's done an adductor or a hamstring, that was unfortunate.
I believe.
Hamstring, was it? Yeah, so that was unfortunate. Capman started to work his way into the game. They just haven't taken their opportunities with some of the set shots, but gradually the chemistry was starting to shine. Unfortunately, I didn't see enough ball in that second quarter with Territory.
No, they didn't, but if you look at it, Hogan's 3, obviously Stringer injured now with 2 goals. Capman's hit the scoreboard with only 1 goal. He probably should have hit a couple more, but I'll tell you what I have liked is the fact that they haven't been jumping against each other. We saw a couple of times in that second quarter there where one of the key forwards actually shepherded. So it was Capman both times. The first time was Riccardi. He blocked for Capman, and then Hogan in his right might be able to jump at the ball, but he just took the ability to stop it and actually provide that space.
Brownie, take us through Cadman's work in the air today.
Yeah, it's good. So I'd like their movement, as Jack said. Quite often, you need to be unselfish as a key forward. You need to constantly lead and often know that you're not going to get the ball, but you may be able to create space for your teammate. We saw one in the first quarter where Cadman led out of space because Hogan had the O'Connor matchup. So that worked out beautifully, kicked the goal out of that. So movement is key. Now they've just got to start to get a little bit more supply to get the rewards for that.
You need to make the most of your opportunities. When you're playing with another 2 key forwards, Stringer's obviously injured as well, you must make the most of your opportunities. That's the next step for Aaron Cadman, to make sure that he's kicked 1 goal, 2, he needs to be kicking at least 2 out of those 3.
When the Giants look most imposing, Brownie, it's when their forward handball game is on. Finn Callahan is a massive part of that.
Yeah, he's a huge piece. Unfortunately, lost a lot of their ball movement players in Kelly and Daniels, Darcy Jones and Toby Bedford as well. So this guy's a real key now. What falls on his shoulders, he straightens them up nicely. By hand sometimes, but he's the real damaging one on the end of the handball chain who can hit targets. And look at this for a kick. Key forward's lovely and good as Jack for this week.
We were licking our lips, weren't we, Brownie? We were licking our lips upstairs. He does shift the ball as well with his hips. So as much of it, like left footers have got that knack as well to be able to kick around the corner. But Cadman can sort of, Callahan can turn on a dime actually and shift the whole game. We've seen a couple of times where he's sold the story, he's going to come out wide and then comes it ripping back through the middle of the ground.
What a second half we've got in store for us, Brownie. I cannot wait. Grab the popcorn and enjoy it on Fox Footy. We're going to head into the newsroom now with David Zeta. And Zeets, Jack is happy. His Tigers have got over the line in a thriller.
Oh, Jack would be very happy. So Richmond hung on for a 2-point win. The lead changed 15 times during this game. It was extraordinary. So the Eagles had a chance to win the game late. Teammate, then now Tom Gross took a bounce and was chased down by a desperate Tom Brown. This was in the last minute of the game. It was an extraordinary act that has saved Richmond from defeat. So he did say post-game to Ruby Schleicher he would have been towed up in the review had he have not laid that tackle and got there in time. So a game-saving tackle for him. That is 3 wins for Richmond. The Richmond faithful at the MCG understandably elated. Andrew McWalter, the Eagles coach, understandably devastated to get so close to his first victory as Eagles coach and yet so far still. So he says the Eagles will wrap their arms around Gross, but ultimately a match that was well and truly for the taking. The Eagles just couldn't get it done in Richmond, their 3rd win of the season. So there was an MRO incident potentially will come under the microscope. This was a Tyler Brockman strike off the ball. We know how these strikes are usually not assessed favourably, but again, it was a jumper punch. These things rarely do get to the 1-match threshold, but if it is a reportable offence, it would be intentional with low impact and high contact, which would be a week, and then the Eagles, they wouldn't have him available next week. So that's one to watch in the aftermath, as if things couldn't get any worse for the Eagles after such a tight loss. Also, some injury updates on the Geelong and Giants front. So Tom Stewart, the Cats are hopeful that he is able to return next week, but certainly not locked in at this stage. Not a PCL, but there is soreness there that he is managing throughout the knee, and it is giving him some grief. So they'll see how he goes. Better news for Jack Martin. Now, the Cats are really hopeful they've finally solved the injury woes and got him in a good state. He's going to have a 3-week block before he returns to playing in the VFL and then potentially works his way to the AFL. So he could be in the mix for a potential run in September. And Toby Bedford not playing this week, obviously. We'll see a specialist next week to determine if he gets the all clear to return for the Giants. And also some bad news in from the Bombers. Lewis Hayes, Brad Scott said post-game they suspected that he has suffered a ruptured ACL. He had scans today. They have confirmed a short time ago that he has suffered a ruptured ACL. So the Bombers remarkably in the top 8 at the moment, despite having no Darcy Parish, no Jordan Ridley and no Draper as well. So a remarkable effort from them. And then Lecalier, a Giants player on the fringes at the moment, in the seconds at the moment. He just can't get in over that star-studded backline that the Giants have. I think it's just going to be really tough for him to stay. The Giants have put an offer to him that's attractive and in keeping with where he sits in the competition, but other clubs are much more keen to offer him A, more money, and B, senior game time, which he is craving desperately. So that's a challenge they face at the end of the season. Right now, though, they're challenged getting back on top in the second half, Jonesy.
Oh, well done, David Zeta. Plenty of news around at the moment. But, Jack, the Tigers, I mean, at the start of the year, a lot of people were saying are they going to win any games. This is a great result midway through the year.
Can we play finals, the Tigers?
Please.
The Tom Brown Appreciation Society down. His father obviously played down here for Geelong as well. But good for Richmond to get another win on the board. A little bit of a sad spot against Andrew McWalter, a former assistant coach of the Tigers as well, and obviously a couple of Tigers boys playing now for West Coast. But some younger players played well today. Tom Lynch stood up. He was sensational. 17 touches, 2 goals, and 8 score involvements for my old sparring partner. So they are certainly a happy team at Richmond.
I was wondering what the cheering was going on up in the commentary box. Well, the Geelong GWS game was going up the back of the box.
Well, it is great to see Richmond really putting some runs on the board. Brownie, who wins this one here?
Look, Look, I think Geelong hangs on, just the home ground advantage.
All right, well, plenty more coming up here at GMHBA Stadium. It is the Cats by 1 point. A beautiful day, and the youngsters are enjoying their action out in the middle. The NAB Oz kickers having the time of their life.
I can't imagine Tino doing anything. I know that's that's just crazy YT. Crazy YT just put a main channel off. It was crazy, Paul. We just don't know why. Oh, they said community guidelines. I don't know. Nothing's been anything different over there on the channel for since she started, and then there's just done that. I don't know whether it was just one of these bots going around doing at the channels. I'm not sure. So it's off the air for a while until it can be rectified. So I think she's wanting to start a new channel, Game Boy. So she was just trying to build up and try to go live with some of her games and footy and basketball and that type of stuff. So I've got to try and get it back up on the road. No, she didn't do anything. No, that's right. Yeah, that's right. It was, YT terminated it wrongfully. I think that's what it looks like to us. So I'm not sure what's going on. Can't imagine. So I've got to try and help get her off the ground. I think she needs to wait, I don't know, maybe 24 hours to do live for the games, etc. like that. Or she'll be up soon. But that's her new one, game board. I'm not sure if you can click on it. She's only got, at the moment, she's only just got one little video from 3 years ago and some shorts up that she's just recently put up because she had to try and gain some subs. So I think she's up to 53 now. So I've got to try and help her get that back up. Oh, I tell you what, it must be a nightmare for her. Must be a nightmare. To certainly feel for her. Tell you what, 1 point in it. Hey, where were we? Let's have a look at the goal scorers up until half time before we get back. We're only 4 minutes away. Quickly have a glance. I tell you what, there's a lot of goal scorers in the game today. Jesse Hogan with 3. Jake Stringer with 2. For the Giants, Callum Ward, O'Halloran. Toby Green, Cadman with 1. Jeremy Cameron, tell you what, he's looking just super dangerous. It's one of the best games I've seen him play for a long time. I love it when they allow him to run around and not just down forward. It's fantastic. Neil Myers, Manna Henry, Mitch Duncan, Paddy Dangerfield, Brad Close, all singles for the Cats. Maxie Holmes tops the table, 18 disposals. He's the leading man out on the ground. Bailey Smith, the controversial man, is always in it. 17, he's playing well. 9 and 8, 3 clearances, 4 tackles. Toby Green there, he's the best for the Giants. It's good to see him. I know he's a good player. I know he had a bit of mongrel and a bit of dirt in him, but it was good to see him get that out of the game. I think he had to get that out of the game, or else he would have spent so many weeks out on the sideline with the way he used to play. So it's good to see him concentrate on football. I think that's what Harley Reid needs to do as well. Take that anger bit out of him and just play footy. As you can see, some of the greats, like Paddy Dangerfield and those type of players. That's what they do. That's what they do. They just play with let their footy do the talking. There we go. Let's roll through. Talking about Jeremy Cameron, 11 touches, 10 kicks, 1 mark, 2 tackles. 1 handball, 2 marks, 3 tackles, 2 hit-outs, a clearance, 2 goals. Having a ripper start. Great first opening half. Jesse Hogan, 8 disposals, 5 kicks, 3 goals, 1. Hey, what is a dead-eye dick, isn't he? He kicks them nice and straight. Good to see. A bit of straight kicking going on here. Not too many behinds. There we go. All right, hey, there's a little bit of a look at the stats. At the moment, up until half-time. Shout out to Game Board, Tine. Hope you're going to get that back up and running soon. All right, let's get back down to the ground. They've actually got Paddy Dangerfield. We'll take you into the second half from there.
Was a big part of that. We were better around the ball, so that's the challenge for the second half. More of that and a bit more dominance around stoppage, which I feel like we improved.
Their handball game, when it gets going, it looks really attractive. Is that a key to stop?
Yeah, definitely. When they come out of the front of the stoppage, it's hard to defend. So we're going to be mindful of that and play more of our brand of footy and less of theirs.
We'll let you get going. Thanks, Paddy.
Thanks, Josie.
The Cats captain, fantastic. Patrick Dangerfield downstairs with Fox Footy's own Sarah Jones, who plays 350th game in a few weeks. Patrick Dangerfield, 154 of them with Adelaide. It'll be against the Suns here at GMHBA Stadium, unless they rest him for the trip to Perth for the West Coast Eagles game. So that'll be an interesting decision coming up. But resting Patrick Dangerfield might be something on their agenda, but not for the second half. It's the narrowest possible margin. Cats lead by a point after at one stage of this game. The Giants led by 24 points. And a big second half coming up for both coaches as well. Adam Kingsley's third season as coach for Adam Kingsley. Fourth in 2023, fifth last year. The premiership was so close, and yet so far they led Brisbane by 7 goals in that home semi-final and lost that game. The Lions winning that, coming from 7 goals down, winning that game and winning the flag. And for Chris Scott, 15th season as coach, 2-time premiership coach. Geelong's only missed the finals 2 times in 14 seasons after Chris Scott. He's one of the all-time greats.
Jack Greenwald, you mentioned how good they were last week in the pressure scenarios, particularly the ground ball. How are they going in the first half, the Cats?
Yeah, good from a Geelong point of view. I'm just looking at the stats line and seeing Harvey Thomas, and at the moment he hasn't touched the ball in the first half. And look, you think about the outs they've had, obviously with Darcy Jones and Toby Bedford going out, he's the one that provides that small run, small pressure for them. So it's been relatively quiet in that first half, but this sets up for a fantastic second half of footy, and the lights start to come on, the sun starts to go down. We're going to have an incredible finish to this game. Brownie said that he's tipping the Geelong Football Club. I am going to be going for the Giants here. I reckon they can remain strong, get that game up and going. That man obviously driving it there from the sideline there, Adam Kingsley, the senior coach of the GWS Giants. I hope we set up for a cracking second half of footy.
So, let's go. What are we doing with footy tips, Matty? So you got to get your tip out now.
I'm going a draw. I'll sit on the fence, as a good commentator should.
That's right, unbiased.
As we have a secondary stoppage. Blitzar's down to Tom Green, who just hacks it to centre half forward. Meeting it was Mullen with full commitment. Swings it wide to O'Sullivan. A drive-by. Along the wing towards Stengel. Initially from Duncan. A bit too hot for all of them and out. So no excuses for a fantastic second half. The sun sets in Geelong. Only been that little zephyr breeze left to right on your screens throughout the afternoon. So Briggs and Blitzarves nullified each other there, and Blitzarves receives the free kick for a block to Holmes, to Smith, to Stengel. Bowes calling for it, ignores that, switches his attention towards centre field. It was offline, he was looking for close, but it was cut off by Ward, who spreads it wider to Iden.
Giants Games record holder Callum Ward joins Paul Salmon and Scotty West, 324th game, and next week he'll be in the top 50 all time. VFL AFL games played, Callum Ward. Ash. The switch is on, but a little stumble from Taylor. Stengel should pounce. Trying to spend it wisely. Needs to bounce. Doesn't get it. Ash, last line of defence. He could have gone in the air, Tyson Stengel, but that was a strange option going on the deck.
Desperate lunge there by Sam Taylor. Just put enough pressure on Stengel's back to pull it up.
Doesn't know really where to go at the moment, Whitfield. He's going to send it long, looking for Taylor as he exits D50, and found him strong overhead, Taylor.
It's a good move, actually, to pushing the key forward out there on a kick out, trying to use one of your best contested marks to get it out of the most dangerous part of your ground.
So Himmelberg, stagnant at half-back at the moment. It's been a feature of their game in the first half, the movement off half-back. Brown, Whitfield, butters up through the middle, spreads it wide, Angove at the back, up against the champ Cameron. Hogan won the football, goes inboard. O'Halloran working with Green and Whitfield. Hogan They did a little circle, they thought about it, and Hogan's got it.
Yeah, had to do it. Probably didn't have enough in to make the distance. Lower your eyes, it's always on. How often does this target get missed, Jack?
It's a really smart bit of play. Even this here by Toby Green, just to hold back, allow Whitfield to get more and more space so that you can make a decision. And Close couldn't actually get across and put that pressure on. And it is the easiest kick to do in AFL football. Just a little 15-metre dink. The key forward is out. Jesse Hogan had led strongly before that and popped up in a good spot.
So Hogan comes in, looking for his fourth. Looks pretty good off the boots. It's an elite finish.
Yeah, really good. So both teams have struggled with a set-shot goal kick in the first half, but he did kick a nice snap late in the second quarter, Jesse Hogan. So up to 4 goals now, is he?
Yeah.
So pretty good effort against this Geelong defence. Benro BK15 a fair bit, Sullivan a fair bit.
Good ball use here as well, though. This is set up off the half-back line again. That was there. Hogan was out the first time. Great contest here. I think that was Thomas that got involved. Hogan remaining active, though, is a good forward. You see here, starts to just push forward a little bit. He's always got to be an option as a forward, and there, just a small leap. De Koning playing him from behind now, obviously really wary of the fact that Hogan loves to get out the back, and Whitfield's the other one that's been getting involved in a lot of these plays. It's been Callaghan and Whitfield. As soon as they get ball in hand, they are elite users, and they take options like this.
And Hogan can get you good for the low possession game. 9 goals from 10 kicks a few weeks ago against the West Coast as Holmes goes down.
It's a big watch, Max Holmes. 19 touches so far.
11 score involvements in the first half there. Looked like a bit of a head knock, maybe one right on the front of the face.
Got a big red nose at the moment. Tom Green, handball smothered, fell off the deck. Henry, Ash, grabbed him, took him down cautiously.
Geez, that was a critical tackle, that one there. You can see Sam Taylor just getting up and moving off. Here's this head clash.
Doctor's running out to him now, Jack.
Bowes bumped. Iden jumps in. Callaghan a little too slick for Whitfield. Stengel pounces. Gave it to Manor. Long kick inside 50. Wide ball and Buckley content to see that bounce its way out.
I'm just wondering if Sarah Jones can hear us. Just repeat that, Sarah.
The doctor's just running out to check Max Holmes at the moment. As you said, that head clash obviously has to go out and check all is okay.
So Geelong fans just working their way into this tight tussle. Smith up against the boundary line. Callaghan trying to keep it into Buckley at close quarters, but out.
Buckley threw that back at Manor then instead of to the umpire. Just threw it into his back.
So big crowd, as you'd expect. Mother's Day, Briggs down. Bowes trying to break free. He's got 3 or 4 of the Giants around him. They should win the football, and they do. Here's Thomas on the ground. Takes a good mark. Can the young man be of influence here? Onto the left, it's an aggressive kick into the middle. It floated forever. Whitfield's in the wrong spot there, and Smith just dumps it wide. Where's the first there with Dangerfield? Dangerfield picks it up. Spears it in towards Henry, who can't pick it up at his shoelaces. Putting the pressure on as Iden. Stengel with the tackle over the top. Out of play.
Dangerous by Shane Mullen. Good effort. He comes forward. Dangerous kick wasn't in by Thomas. Yeah, it was the wrong decision to make. Set up well behind the ball. I haven't called Mullen's name as much this week. We had the big role on Nick Dacos last week. He did a fantastic job playing defence today.
Yeah, especially in that last quarter last week against Collingwood. He was awesome against great Nick Dacos. Ware hassled out of it. Play for a free didn't work. Scramble with the Dangerfield. Buckley right with him. Stengel had him knocked away. Whitfield's got it. Boundary line was his sanctuary. Iden flicks that in the Ash and boundary direction. And the umpire says, toss it in.
A little bit of tricky work there from Lockie Whitfield. I reckon he took that one between the legs when he picked it up from the ground ball nicely too. Bit of NBA. Yeah,
yes.
Through the legs. Thanks for coming.
Nice work. Neal and Briggs. Players darting everywhere. Try and get on the end of this. Manor got there but left it behind. Oh, that was a nice bit of trip. Half tackle was Whitfield, knocked toward the boundary. Dempsey keeps it alive. rolls it. Taylor attacks it. Ugly bounce, but he read it nicely. Ash, Taylor, feeds it inside to Iden. Flicks it quickly. O'Halloran. Here's the orange tsunami. Ash down the middle. Callahan, his runner. Eat my dust. Has a little bounce. Heads wide to Cadman. Didn't get it to him. Duncan on the rebound. The Cats come. Close. Goes back to go forward. O'Connor.
Just let himself down with a few of his kicks today, Finn Callahan.
He probably didn't even kick it. The tsunami could have kept going inside 50.
Probably better than that.
Cameron at half-back for the Cats. Neil. Had to be good to kick in the end. As De Koning receives it from Duncan. And you can't have Dangerfield in a paddock like that.
Yeah, held his leg beautifully. Just waited until his teammate looked up, led back. Right on his distance here, but it was all free. Buckley was committed to go back with Ollie Henry to the goal square. That's how Dangerfield ended up on his own.
So he's kicked the one. And this will test him at about 57.
Just love someone on the right-hand side to protect the play on.
So Dangerfield. It's not a bad-looking attempt. They crowd on the line. Neil, and the last-minute hand from Briggs and out for a behind. So tense times here, halfway through the third term.
Giants have won the last 4 games here against the Cats. Flyers go up. Clark knocked it down. Brown on hands and knees. Ward knew the contact was coming. Was happy to wear it, and he threw it. Free kick to Bowes. Floats it up. Is Henry going to jump? He's got a few options. From 4 deep, the big jump from Dempsey didn't work. Great smother. Off hands, Atkins gets a chance to go at it. Cats have plenty of numbers around it. They've all swarmed forward. Myers sweeps it wide. Manor couldn't get there. Angove does. Guthrie through the traffic. Manor. Close. Gathers, looks up. Options left, right and centre. Smith across the face. Stengel. It bounced for him. He danced inside. He hit the post. Wow.
Can't believe that one didn't go out. I think Connor Iden was exactly the same. He's sort of appealing to the boundary umpire, but he's so close to a free kick against Lockie Ash there as well.
So 2 points, the margin. I mentioned how the Giants have won the last 4 here, an average of 8 points. Long kick to the congestion. Cadman at the back got a fingernail to it. To ground it goes. Atkins gets rid of it. Guthrie by hands. Not effective enough. Toby Green trying to barge his way out. Ends up over the line.
No pressure. Feels it more and more as the game wears on. Geelong small forwards. Going to be problematic for the Giants. Got Myers back into the team. Manor, close. Stengel. The big forwards can just get it to ground.
Briggs. Tom Green. Out it goes towards Whitfield. Clark's there. Ash. Ward with work to do. Just pressured off it. Kick was wide and out.
So the only 2 ways the Giants have been able to get the ball out has been a big contested mark from Sam Taylor from a kick in, and the other one is handball. You see they're trying to generate this handball here. With that comes the opportunity for Geelong to pressure and turn the ball over. You have to be so careful with using the ball out of the back half by hands.
Neil and Briggs till out. Briggs goes to ground. Green through his legs. Tom Green saw it go past him as well. Holmes on the back pedal. Heads toward Henry's. There waiting for it to come down. Smith hammers it on the goal line. Dempsey.
Just looking at the ball in the front half, the Cats. All outstanding. The front half game has been, that's the 5th goal.
Casually slots it. And the crowd rise. They find voice. They've been a little quiet today. The Cat fans, they were quiet early when they were 24 points down. They're now 4 up.
5 4.5 intercepts already here in this 3rd quarter. That's good in the game. That's why backs the wall stuff for the Giants. And they'll die slow death. They're just relying on bringing the ball out of the defensive 50 every single time. They need to start winning centre bounce and get some territory locking in their front half. The Cats been outstanding. Just their ground level efforts and their energy has been far greater in the front half.
Geelong are yelling because there's no one in the ruck at the moment from the boundary line. They're trying to get someone in there.
We'll pick it. We've got Manna, Bailey Smith, Atkins, and
Shortest ruck
Ohm. So I think Tom Atkins is volunteered as tribute.
And that's exactly what he does. Riccardi wins it down only as far as Smith. Couldn't pick it up. No one can pick it up at the moment. Riccardi grabbed by Manna. And it comes. McMullen, Manna fight for it. Spat out to Tom Green. Kick inside 50. Hogan, was he pushed out? Umpire doesn't think so. Cameron wins the football and then tried to swing it round. De Koning grabbed it. Then he was grabbed. Cameron with another chance. Wrapped up by Cameron and out.
Gee, I thought that might have been holding the ball there. Harvey Thomas looked to have done enough. And it's interesting how they figured that one out, who was going to go in there. Rucked out when you've got three blokes that are just 6 foot tall.
So the throw in. Riccardi and Neil. De Koning, quick work to Smith, look away handball. Clark's got some work to do. Thomas over the top. And a ball up.
Edge of the seat start for the moment. It has been from the outset. Giants started the better of the two teams. Neil knocks it down. Hogan, Halloran, he needs a skip bounce here. Great smother though. Comes back again to Brown. Riccardi, he bends it too far and views. Is it a mark or a behind? They're going to check this. Looked to be a mark from here, but the parallax error might have got me. I'll have a conference.
Please confirm that the mark was taken before the line.
The ball has to cross the whole of the line, and if there's no juggle, it'll be a mark.
Review complete. Looking at these angles, we can see the ball's controlled before crossing the back of the behind line. Decision on the scoreboard.
Jeff Hughes didn't give us much there in terms of body language. Usually the players are pretty animated as to what they think it is, and Jed, he knew it was a mark.
It might count for a bit, that behind. It's been a tight game from the start.
Hughes sinks his boot into it. Dempsey fell over at a crucial stage. He's going to get the football though on the run. Close charging for it. Takes the mark. Henry fell over initially but picked himself up. Got the handball back to Dangerfield. On a dime to Myers. Chips it up into the air. Centering ball. Few cats here. Neil can't quite grab it. Iden's handball out of the pack. Cameron wants the free kick. Nothing doing. McMullen out to Ware. Ware's low ball looking for Cadman. It was punched away by Hughes and out.
By Hughes. Took the initiative there, got in front of Cadman, who was going to be the target. He knew he was the only place he was going to go to. Yeah, he played for that. I'm sure it was there.
Cats fans in full voice now. The Geelong chant rings around GMHBA Stadium. Neil and Riccardi, short throwing. Riccardi got there, edged out a little. Ash gets there, turned into a jam. It's under there somewhere. Dempsey extracts it. Kicks the wobbler inside 50 and just can't get past Taylor. He is the best in the business. The #1 intercept marker in the AFL again this year.
Probably he's getting it out of the back half though. Just lived in Geelong's forward half this quarter. And since quarter time really.
Iden. So down the line he goes. Attracts a crowd. Himmelberg. And he wants the cavalry to charge forward. Ball to half forward. Hogan in the middle. No mark. O'Sullivan immediately grabbed. And there's the sub Delana. It was part of the GWS Giants Academy. This is his second game. There's the Great Wall of Taylor with a beauty. And Riccardi and Neil doing the ruck work. Dempsey trying to handball free. Atkins and Myers combined. Henry off his shoelaces. Ricocheting ball, always a dangerous one. Ware kicks it back inside forward 50, only to be seen out by Buse.
That's a good result there for the GWS Giants to buy some time in their own forward 50. They've been defending so much in this quarter already. 9-3 inside 50s. It's been all Geelong. They haven't been able to hurt them on the scoreboard. 1 goal to 1 goal 3 for the Cats. So for the domination, only 3 points.
Neil and Riccardi, another short throw in. Fatigue sets in a bit for the umpire. That's a free kick. That's a free kick. Can't thump it out on the full. So Tom Green to take it. Is he within range here? Is he just beyond?
Don't say that much. You think he knew the rule, Dwayne?
Well, he maybe got too much of it. He didn't realise he'd get that much of it. Perhaps.
Jack Riccardi took off because as soon as he saw it in the air, he's knowing it was going to be a shot. Like a good forward too, Brownie.
He missed out that.
He'll take a hell of a kick from here.
He would. He does have a bit of protection. This for the lead back. She's got plenty on it. Oh, that is out of here. Awesome.
It's goal of the game.
Oh, that's nearly goal of the year. That's an incredible finish there from Tom Green. The Cats are asleep a little bit here, though, because when you're on the boundary like that, you're always going to get a protected zone or at the edge of that protected zone so that if you do play on, you can put some pressure on. Here's the free kick. So from a ruck contest, if the ball does go out of bounds on the full, it is a free kick. And, of course, there you go. As Dempsey was there, just didn't get in quick enough to put the pressure on. That is a phenomenal finish there. What a goal.
Well, it's such a big goal. 8 minutes to go in a third term. It's his 100th game and slams through a beauty. Not a lot of noise naturally here at GMHBA for it, but a special goal.
They're passionate, though, the GWS supporters. There's a few scatters of orange amongst the sea of blue and white down here, and they're very happy at the moment in front after, well, certainly being dominated by the Cats this quarter.
Smith in the middle, picks it up, but then he was pickpocketed by Toby Green, who dumps it inside 50 to no one in particular. De Koning feeling the pressure. Hogan got close. Buse kept it in play, did he? Yes, he did. Inboard De Koning. Now to Smith. Smith with a bit of time this time. Down the line. Dangerfield at the back. Buckley did pretty well under the circumstances. Callahan comes through. Pats it to himself. Whitfield's going to go laterally across the ground. Ward. Bit of a battle here with Clark. Ward won it well. Paddles it forward. Going in, Thomas. Really good footy at the moment. Hot football to win. And the Giants narrowly have the football on the near side wing. Here they go again.
A Halloween corner. Cody Angelo hands it up to Thomas. Long launch. You know he wants Hogan. Doesn't get it through. Declining front spot.
Had Callum Brown at the fat side of the ground, all on his own as well, was drawn to kicking the ball to Hogan. That was incredible handball and just football IQ from the back half there from the GWS Giants.
Sullivan to Myers, and he settles it down. 7 minutes from three-quarter time. This game evolving into a classic. Your Sunday ticket on Fox Footy. Fantastic to have your company. Blitzards goes down low, gives it to Smith, who drives it too close. He was shut down, but he took the mark. He held it long enough. Yeah, that's control.
Come on there by Sam Taylor, though. Like, slows the game right up. He's found himself stuck on the mark, though.
Plays on. Centering kick, keeps it low. Henry, that's a great grab against the grain, really, by Riccardi.
Playing the ruck at the moment. Gets back to Albert's defenders.
Clear to Ward, holds it up.
Actually holding up well. Buckley's doing a good job on Dangerfield. Sam Taylor's had a good quarter as well. Geelong have had 11-5 inside 50s their way this quarter.
Stronger out by Brown. Beautiful work on the wing, and then he's kicked it half forwards. Punched away by O'Sullivan. Angove, clever little tap whilst in mid-air to Cadman. Dumping ball inside 50. The tap's good to Thomas. Thomas kicks the goal. The tap from Delata was a feature, though. Team goal GWS. And they're putting the screws here on Geelong at a crucial stage.
What a tap. What an absolute fantastic tap there. Harvey Thomas, who didn't touch the ball in the first half. But this is incredible football IQ. Really good by Cadman here just to stay involved. Sneaky little handball there. He saw the option and all he needed to do was get it forward. Both players goal side of their opponents for the GWS Giants, and just a little sort of Harlem Globetrotter style tap over the head there. Knew exactly where Thomas was. And for all the domination in this quarter for the Geelong Football Club in terms of inside 50, the amount of ball they've had in their own forward half, the GWS Giants are currently leading this 3 goals to 1-3 this quarter, and it's starting to grow to a little small margin. 8 points leading into three-quarter time.
Done a good job when the ball's hit the ground in Geelong's forward 50. Geelong GWS defenders done a great job.
Briggs, clear path. Toby Green ridden, no free. Holmes takes off and goes. Spears it towards Dangerfield. Didn't get to him. Buckley cuts it off. Callahan feeling good about themselves at the moment, the Giants.
Their pressure's 250 this quarter. It's off the charts.
Harvey Thomas.
It's keeping them in the game.
Holds it up. Floats it up. Hogan might not get there. O'Sullivan does. Knocked it down. Hogan with the spill. Tried to feed it out. Atkins got it up just in time. And the Cats now full of run. Handled by Bowes nicely. Looks inside. O'Connor. Smith. Duncan, the usual suspects. Stengel. They lead for him. Left, right and centre. He's got Jezza. He was tripped. He was fouled. He was free kicked.
He was with him the whole way there. Just couldn't do it without giving away the free kick item. He was full tilt. Cameron was flying.
It's that reach around on the right hand.
He's kicked a few of these in his time. Jeremy Cameron. This is the last shot at goal before training ends. Pocket. Squeezes the ends of the ball. Gives us some thought. He was a 9-time Giants leading goal kicker. 173 games for the Giants. In comes Jezza. Just to the near side.
And former teammate Toby Green tried to distract him then by yelling out, Jez, a quick one here to me.
So Ash to Iden. The Ward, who was unfortunately for the Giants standing on the boundary line and out. So it's on a knife's edge with 4 to go in the third term. It's halves and Briggs go at it. Fonte gets it out. Kick along the line from Callahan. A little bit too big. Guthrie mops it up. O'Connor. You go centre to Atkins, who's going to head in the Smith direction. Taylor's there. Smith goes down holding his wrist. Advantage paid as a free kick to the Giants. We're on Smith watch at the moment. Tom Green to Callahan. Galloping through the middle. Ash, usually a good distributor. Straight down the spine in the Hogan direction. He's got it.
That's a great mark. O'Sullivan did everything right as a defender. He gave him that late nudge with his hip in the back. Free kick there against Bailey Smith. Didn't have eyes on the ball. Just watch this. It just gives him that nudge. So to still be able to keep your hands up and take that mark, really difficult. It's got the difference ultimately since quarter time. Jesse Ogle, when the ball goes forward, he's been their main threat, going for his 5th.
Yeah, with a Kevin Sheedy medal, a Coleman. That's what he's paid to do, is slot ones at big moments. Hogan looking for 5. He's got it. It's a good buffer. 13 points.
So when they're able to get out the back, when they finally get out the back, they've got out numbers, haven't they? So it's just a matter of finding the right option. A few times GWS have gone forward and they haven't been able to hit the target. They kick into the centre square. So you end up having a player on the right-hand side of the screen that's off camera. Ash didn't see him, so he's decided to go to another good option. Obviously, Hogan in a one-on-one situation. Great contested mark.
It's good forward talent as well, forward technique to be able to go from that back position. You see he's stuck there, and O'Sullivan's in a really good dominant position, but just to be able to sort of slide him, use the levers of your arms and even your hips to come back around the front. Probably wanting the ball to go to the left of screen there, but identifies where the ball drop's going. It's what a really good key forward does. As soon as you are out of position, find some way to get into position.
Cats up, Tech closely playing game 9, warming up. Atkins launches it. Neil got there, Stengel. Beautiful, front and square. Needs the bounce, gets it. Classic Tyson Stengel. A big hit from Tyson there.
There was no goalkeeper this time on the goal line for the GWS Giants. Tyson Stengel having a shot earlier this quarter, and Lockie Ash has been there to save the day, but this is pure front and centre work. Your key forward comes out, you get a centre clearance. You can see here Shannon Neal just gets the big body and puts it smack bang at 12 o'clock Jonathan Brown, exactly where Tyson Stengel does his best work.
You love that. It's a perfect play, isn't it, for Stengel? That's where you practice it coming school. On the run at full tilt, gets the great spot. You get in the right spot more often than not, you're a chance. You've got a nice bounce there. The big bash is on here in the summertime. You happy with that amount of spin?
Absolutely.
No one really wins it. Then Breeks just chucks his left leg at it. Bowes, handball's hot for Duncan. Buse with the mop up, back out to Duncan. Good work with the one hand. Dempsey. Big 2 minutes here. Dempsey to half forwards. Did Buckley throw Dangerfield out? Crowd thinks so. Umpire didn't see it.
Standing corner, Sam Taylor, as Buckley.
Fonty's kick down the line, up the ground. Hogan.
Spike's pretty handy too, mate.
Kicks inside, looking for Riccardi. Nothing wrong with those bits today.
Some contested marks this quarter, GWS. 7-1 contested marks for the quarter. That's a huge number. Dominated in the air.
As hard as Tom Green's kick was from the opposite side here, he's going to take an excellent kick from Riccardi.
So Riccardi, kick purchase to the top of the square. Himmelberg's there. No, Mark Brown was able to gather, kept it alive. Still alive. Hogan flicks it out the back. Kick McMullen was smothered off the boot. Myers outside 50. Iden goes foraging after it. Back to Ash. Will he pummel it back in? Yes, he does. Strong ball back towards full forward. Cameron had a fair bit of it. Toby Green flops over it. De Koning's handball coughs it up. Riccardi's kick to Holmes. Holmes with a sky ball, not convincing. Whitfield couldn't quite mark it. Goes to ground. Manor out to Dempsey. They're out here, Geelong.
They are a couple of great defensive efforts, and now they're on the run. Little 1-2 with Atkins. Dempsey looks up. He's got Neil in a good spot, in a great spot, but doesn't hold it. Taylor work back. Neil, Harvey Thomas. Quite to sort it out.
That was awesome. Really difficult position that Sam Taylor was in there. A bit like my pronunciation of Jake Riccardi before. But just to get that little hand in, like you're done, absolutely done in the front there. Shannon Neal should swallow that. A fingertip from Sam Taylor.
18 seconds, time enough for something crazy. Great smother, happy Smothers Day, and Manor heads toward goal. And he can't take the mark.
Yes, it's only taking until late in the third.
I feel like I heard it last Mother's Day as well.
So Buckley with the football called to play on, and that'll be it for the third quarter. Game on, boys. It is 7 points as Toby Green needs a breather.
It's more than needing a breather, guys. He just punched the ground in absolute disgust. He's really sore. I've got a close eye on his ankle, perhaps, but he was very unhappy.
We know how important he is with 14 touches, 1 goal, 1, and that's how it's happened.
Just a twist of the ankle there.
So a twist of the ankle and a real twist for the game here at the end of the third term. So we're on Toby Green watch here as the players head to their respective huddles. It is the Giants by 7 with a magnificent fourth quarter ahead on Fox.
All right, three-quarter time. We're in for a cracking final term. Can the Cats come from behind again? The Giants 13-7-85. The Cats 11-12-78. Whew. I didn't see what happened to Atkins. I was just popped down the street and I'm back. But I tell you what, this is lead changes. So many lead changes in today's game. We've got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 lead changes in today's game. Oh, we're in for a fascinating finale here. That's right, Ryan was given the scores over there, which is Brisbane Lions, North Melbourne. It's the Lions 3-4-22 leading North Melbourne. 3 straight goals, 18. Come on, North Melbourne. Hey, just before we head back down there, let's have a look. The Cats, they had 2 goals for in that third term. The Giants, though, polling on 4 straight goals. Fantastic. Toby Green, just at the end there, going down with what seemed to be a twisted ankle. We'll get more info on that when the commentators come back. But he looked like he was grimacing a bit and he was punching the ground, so it didn't look good for him. But, yeah, we'll see what happens to him. He'll certainly be a big out if he can't continue, but I'm sure he might get a little jab and come back onto the ground. Just the leading goal scorers. Let's quickly run through those. Look at that. Jesse Hogan. Oh, well, 5 goals, 1 he's kicked. 5 goals, 1 off his 8 kicks, Jesse Hogan's. Jake the Package Stringer with 2. Ward, Thomas, O'Halloran, Toby Green, Tom Green, all with singles. And, of course, for the Cats, Jeremy Cameron with 2. Tyson Stengel, Neil Myers, Manan, Henry, Duncan, Dempsey, Dangerfield, Close. A lot of goal scorers there, singles for the Cats. Just the guy, leading possession getter. Leading possession getter on the ground, of course, Bailey Smith on 27. Tom Green, 27. 1 each for the Cats and the Giants. Finn Callahan, 24. Let me just roll down those quickly so I can just put it on silent for a moment while the big whiz is going off in the background. Probably sounds like a jet aeroplane taking off. All right, folks, there are your stats there so far. Hey, let's have a quick look at the team stats while it's quiet here. Not much in it. Just 16 plus to the Giants. Inside 50s, there's a decent count. 43 to the Catters. 23 scoring shots. Giants pretty good, though, although not many inside 50s. 33. Still scoring 20 times, so that's really good. And of course, that shows their efficiency inside 50. 72 is pretty good. Free kicks 12-9. Not much happening out there today, which is good. The umpire letting it go. Of course, the home side usually gets the advantage. The hit-outs, Giants in front there at the moment, plus 13. The Cats and the clearances, plus 4, plus 3 in the centre clearances, so doing it well. Contested possessions, uncontested. It's a tight game. Nothing much in any of this at the moment. All right, that's enough of me. Let's get back down to the ground. We've got a minute and a half to go, so we'll get back down to the commentators. They're back. They're just showing a bit of old replays of some of this stuff, but there we go. All right, let's get back down to the ground. And they'll run us into the final quarter, where it's the Giants by 7 points. All right, well, they've still got that going. No, here we are. We're back. Hang on. No, they're not. They've still got the music playing. We don't want the music going for copyright and all that type of stuff. So let me just check. All right, we're back.
The Giants, and they lead by 7 points with a quarter to play. Who's going to have to lift, guys?
I just think probably both midfields would need to lift, and probably a man that hasn't been in the midfield. Well, someone that has been in the midfield, Finn Callahan. He's been fantastic. He's been awesome for the Giants. But his work rate, Brownie, he's really stood up tonight, and he's been needed because the speed is out of the side at the moment, but Callahan's been the one from half back through the middle part of the ground that's been able to set up scores.
Seems to be their main ball movement player, so he's the one you want on the end of it. He has let himself down a bit as the game's gone on with his actual kicking skills. They're on show in the first half. That third quarter, not as good, but they were able to just keep the ball flowing by hands, just keep the ball moving, provide them with opportunities. Down to Sarah Jones.
Well, eyes down here on Giant skipper Toby Green, who looked incredibly in pain when he twisted his ankle there. The good news is he's been up and moving all break and had some work with the trainers, a bit of re-taping, but he is up and moving and looks as if he will be able to take part in this final quarter. And what a final term it looms. Can the Giant skipper play a big role?
That's right, the skipper on the other team for the Cats, Patrick Dangerfield, has been very quiet this game and did not touch the ball in the third quarter, playing predominantly as a full forward. He's only been a 2 centre bounces today, Jack. Maybe he goes in there, they've got to get back into the game. Maybe he throws himself in there to the centre bounce. Buckley's done a fantastic job on him as a defender, but does he go in there and have a look?
Well, we're watching him as he makes his way out there. You can see him on screen, and it looks like he's going forward, but I wholeheartedly agree with you, Brownie. If I'm Patrick Dangerfield, I'm actually thinking, like, I'm not waiting for Chris Scott or my midfield coach to make the call for me to go in the midfield. I am putting myself there, and I'm putting myself there for the first 5 minutes. Now, he hasn't got the capacity to run out a full game like we know the heyday of Patrick Dangerfield, but get yourself in there for a burst, because the first 5 to 10 minutes here is going to be critically important for the result of this game.
So it was the Giants by 10 at quarter time, Geelong by a point at half time, and the Giants come in leading by 7 at 3/4 time. Their last 4 victories here in Geelong have been by an average of 8 points. So a magnificent half an hour of football ahead of us. Free kick goes to Blitzarves. Briggs pleading his case. Blitzarves plays on to Smith. Man free and Holmes. He's all on his own from 52. Has a crack at the big sticks and misses.
He's very lucky there, Kieran Briggs. Like, he's pleading his case, but got to be careful you don't give away a 50-metre penalty for dissent, which over the last couple of years has sort of dissipated in terms of how much the umpires are paying it. But just continually arguing there, you just don't want to give away a 50 in a close game.
Ash entrusted with the kick in. Has a bounce pursued by Patrick Dangerfield. Heads out wide. Himmelberg can't hold it. Over to Toby Green. Good to see he's still out there. Dempsey outside of the boot. Atkins pursues. 60 from goal to danger. Almost. Still alive for him. Henry gives it up. Atkins. Manor. Rolls it home. Front of the eye of a needle. And he's got a couple.
And there was danger as well at the ground level. Did this last week against Collingwood in that last quarter, Jack. He lifted, won plenty of ball at ground level. He does it again. Slips up Manor for the goal. Turns up out of stoppage.
Those 13 disposals last week for Patrick Dangerfield in that close win against the Collingwood Football Club here. Just one-on-one, he just makes stuff happen. And that's why they want to play him forward of the ball. They know that he's an elite contest player. He's as good a contest player as many key forwards that are going round. And he's got the capacity to do that on the ground. So he doesn't have to win it in the air. That's when Dangerfield is probably setting himself apart from other key forwards or key players forward of the ball, that he can do it in the air and on the ground.
And maybe
To call closely on, and of course the Giants making theirs earlier today with Stringer out with a hamstring.
9th AFL appearance for Ted Closey. Manor with 13 touches and 2 goals today.
I guess they've kept Dangerfield forward because clearances haven't been the issue for them. They've dominated out of centre bounce. They've scored heavily from stoppages, Geelong, so they're happy with that mix.
Fitzsales wins it. Green, Toby and Tom combining to just get it out to Whitfield. Callaghan dances around and then a long ball inside 50. Hogan comes charging out. De Koning stayed behind and got the football. Piercing ball back into the middle of the ground. No Mark Brown. Ware. Toby Green. Briggs. Tom Green. Little hesitation and spreads wide. Himmelberg. And massage it in over the top of Hogan. Guthrie with a little bit of work to do. Scampers after it. Kick up the spine. Holmes at halfback.
That's a courageous kick there. Kicking it into a zone where you can turn it over, but just knew he had Max Holmes on.
All out aggression down. Mullen. De Koning. Mullen. Myers. Little hesitation. Step was nice. Back to Smith. Second possession in this chain. Ash with the fist. Iden, little fumble, little things becoming big things now. He got it to Ash somehow. Iden gets it back, hammers it away. Well stopped by Tom Green, put a toe on it, shrugged the tackle, and he's off.
They're out here.
Heads toward Brown. Guthrie got there late, got all ball. Brown, O'Halloran. He's been the difference maker, Jesse Hogan.
Guthrie had to leave. Jesse Hogan there to come forward. He made the right call, Guthrie, and almost paid off. They were good enough to win it back. Jesse Hogan standing there all by himself.
5 goals won for last year's Coleman medalist. Can hurt you with limited possessions. Mentioned 9 goals from 10 kicks against the Eagles. He gets a 2 or 2. This for the lead back. And they lead by 6.
He gave it the big punch to the big fist to the Geelong crowd. I'm sure he caught plenty of feedback there, Dwayne. His kicking technique, his running in technique. But the main thing is he delivered. What a beautiful kick he is. He was a little bit off early in the game, but he's nailed him after quarter time.
Look at this little kick up here from Lockie Ash. Look, just a little kick up to yourself. Thanks for coming.
Right.
And then this is where the Giants are getting him though. As soon as it's half back, and I know this is contest here, but they are out here. So you can see forward of the ball, Giants players absolutely everywhere. It was Brown here, and nearly Guthrie came up and made a miraculous play, but out ahead of the ball. And this is what happens when you can break the Geelong first line of defences. You can get players forward of the ball free by themselves.
8 goals from defensive half today, GWS. Very impressive with their ball movement when they can get through. The tsunami's back.
Briggs only as far as Holmes. Wobbly one towards Dangerfield, cut up by his own teammate Myers. Buckley inboard to Ash. Callahan, Whitfield, Briggs. He goes for a bit of a gallop. They do feel good about themselves at the moment. Kick inside 50. Couple of cats spoil each other. Guthrie in a scrap for it with Brown. Ball to be won. Ballon grabbed by Angove and the umpire wraps himself.
So lucky there that ball didn't fall into the hands of Jesse Hogan. Both players flying there from a Geelong perspective, leaving Hogan on the ground level by himself. Got to be so careful.
Patars does the right work. Hogan feeds it further on. Tom Green shrugs. And he misses. Lead by a couple of kicks now. 7 points.
And a goal of a weak contender earlier on in the third term, Tom. Goes to Neil. Neil initially hesitant, long down the spine, Closey subbed on, gives away a free kick, Ward marked it anyway, and plays on. Ash, small chip to O'Halloran.
Hogan's got a great match-up forward of the ball on O'Shea Mullen.
Off his shoelaces, Whitfield controlled it pretty well, but his long-range handball, there were 2 cats to cut it off. Duncan then cut off by the subbed-on man in Delana. They win the ball back. Giants barrel it towards Hogan, who has 2 on him. Gets a handball away. This would be a story. Delana to the left.
He's a good player, Hogan. Can't underestimate him. He's 2v1 there so often. He gets the ball to ground. Cleans it up himself.
Holmes hits the pause button. Umpire told him twice to play on, but he didn't want to. De Koning. Closey, just game 9. Comes on as the sub, big moment. Chips it, Stengel. They peel for him. Ward comes at him on the mark. Didn't let him get away into space. Floats it up. Neil, big pack. Dangerfield in the middle of it. McMullen, handy crumb. Dangerous, aggressive inside kick. Guthrie read it to perfection.
So Duncan in the middle of the ground. Penetrating ball towards full forward. Henry on the right spot. Dempsey is. Throws his ball at it. It's not bad. He might have just manufactured something. What an outstanding young talent he is.
it's going to come down to moments this last quarter. GWS feel like they've had the better of it, but you take the moment there. Couple times now going forward. First time Dangerfield gets a tomato. This time it's dead serious. Been well held throughout the day. He's had a match up with Himmelberg from the majority. Great opportunist goal. Good build up there. Got in the right man's hands. So Mitch Duncan ends up with the ball about 70 metres out. Knows where to place it. Yes, we know he's going to a contested situation, but he knows which part of the 50 to place it. He has good numbers there, good representation.
He's got reinventing the wing roll for mine, just the way he's playing 16 touches, 2 goals today. It's his 9th goal for the year from inside 15 metres, 9 goals straight.
And suddenly it's deafening in here. Blitzars knocks it down. Missed his mark though. Holmes to try and mop it up. Blitzars. Well, is that over the shoulder? It looked like it from here. It looked like it from there.
They're good in the right today, Blitzars.
To Holmes. To Duncan. He just saunters through the traffic. Handballs it through the legs of Mullen. Picked up by Angove. Whitfield. Handball smothered. Ugly bounce. Perfect for Whitfield. Ugly for Myers. Tom Green. Angove. Toby Green resting forward, if you can call it a rest. Cadman got a boot to it somehow. It floats. Toby's got a couple to beat. Angove. Cats surround him. O'Sullivan kept it alive to his detriment. Cadman screws it around for the miracle. Holmes, last line of defence.
Got to be careful coming out the wrong part of the goals here. He's gone back through the points.
Umpire told him, which is lucky.
So that was fortuitous. Short to Smith. To Koenig. So all options down the line, manned up. So Holmes is just going to send it long with a big drop punt to O'Sullivan. Couldn't quite rake it in. Composed back to Myers. He calls for it further afield, O'Sullivan, and he uses him, and also Buse. Working together beautifully with some communication, and then Buse with a long ball towards the pocket. Dangerfield's working. He's been quiet in the second half.
Just went back nicely, Danger. You can create your own space to come into, and Danger just pushed back hard here. Buse, I love this. Just take ground in front. If it's there, take it and be able to get over the back of the defence there. And you can see just a little shake there on Buckley. Buckley's played Danger really well tonight. Been right up his backside. As soon as he's needed to spoil, he's been there. But Danger just shook him a little bit. Came back at the ball nicely.
Comes in from 45, Patrick Dangerfield. Starts at left, it won't be swinging. 1 point ball game.
Yeah, 1 point. Just wonder where the direction of three-quarter time from Geelong was. Let's just slow the game down a bit. 16-3, uncontested marks. Yeah, I just wonder, like, I don't think Geelong wanted into a running race.
He caught Max Holmes napping here, Jesse Hogan.
Yeah, Whitfield saw the lead from Hogan. Really made the commitment. You saw Toby Green having a rest, giving him a spell while they can. He'll come on when the whips are cracking. But they're starting to crack now. Ward's got it. Well, he took on and almost shook himself out of his shoes. O'Connor forced him inside to Tom Green. Across to Buckley. Possession footy from the Giants now to Ash, who holds it up on the wing.
So Ash kicks it straight right into the middle of the stadium, and Taylor and Iden out wide. So no metres gain. They've gone sideways. Back to Ward.
See what they're trying to do here. They're trying to make Geelong defend for a long period of time here, wear them out, open up a small hole to chip it into.
So Ward's high ball. They want a clunk. Hogan almost wins the football. Mullen takes it to grounds. And it's going to be a high free kick.
Bit overzealous there. Riccardi coming in. O'Shea Mullen was already done on the ground, didn't need to even come in, just leave it as a one-on-one. More chance of getting a holding the ball free kick there.
Giants wanted holding the ball for Hatching over the top, but not to be as Myers goes out to Guthrie.
Yeah, the closest umpire didn't pay the high free. He deferred to the umpire furthest away. And the noise of affirmation was there from the Cat fans. O'Connor heads wide, deconing his target. He's got the reach. Harvey Thomas had no hope. Deconing plays on. Heads wide. Cameron's lurking. All thumb clear and a couple of high fives for the big fist to the boundary.
That's a big win there for the GWS Giants. Jeremy Cameron on Lockie Whitfield at that long down the line contest, and got some help from the side to make sure that Cameron didn't get the match up one-on-one.
Geelong chant rings around GMHBA Stadium again. The Tars feeds it out, Bowes. Hunt it down, got a handball. They gain some ground. Almost a win for both teams there. Cats content to have a ball in. Giants content to get it out.
Adam Kingsley prowling the sidelines. Well set up there by Geelong, actually, the stoppage. All their forwards pulled back to create space out the front of the stoppage. So GW is aware of that now.
Play on.
Shallow throw in, no one wins it. Close. Oh, hit hard by Taylor. He knew the importance there. Slams it on the boot. De Koning was spoilt. O'Sullivan, Brown. Another good win that time. Brown on the boot to the centre of the ground. Cadman harassed by Guthrie. Came out to the side. Mullen. Myers has to be fast and was. Blitzarge can't quite control it. Gets it to Guthrie. Thomas on his hammer and tack. To ground it goes. Ball at half.
I've seen Aaron Cadman fumble a couple of times tonight. He just needed to get this ball and get it out the back. But Sam Taylor was sensational behind the ball there.
That's been all day.
No place for the faint-hearted now. Callahan tracks it down. Dempsey was right with him. Lays a good tackle. Dispossessed. Atkins, magnificent commitment. Hammer to Blitzars. Turns. He knows he's got Closey. He turns. He's got Ward. Almost hospital Ward. He cut him down. Still on hands and knees. Tom Green back out to Ward. Bounced up like a rubber ball. O'Halloran inside 50. Thumped away from Cadman. Tom Green gets there. Has the poise. Gives it up to Lana. Jesse, he's been the killer.
The big bloke, he's been sensational. He was on the reward at the end of that, but how good's he been? What's he up to? Seven goals.
We're running out of fingers.
Sam Taylor at one end, who's been the dominant defender on the ground, and Jesse Hogan at the other end, and that's been the difference. Actually, look at it. Been outstanding. They just keep the ball going. So Sullivan gets drawn up to the contest. It keeps going. Oh, geez. I know they're drilled to come forward. But
that's high risk.
That was high risk. When you're Jesse Hogan, the Coleman medalist, who's already kicked 6 today.
7. If he kicks, he
kicks 6. Sorry. So, you just wonder about that. But
well, there really is only one bloke head of the ball that can win it. So you'd imagine that you just want to lock down on Jesse Hogan. Now, if you're the spare and you get dragged to the Jesse Hogan contest.
Fourth time he's kicked 7. In the middle, Blitzarves. Throws it on the boot, Myers. Is there going to be an immediate response? Myers on a dime. Low ball. Good ball, Stengel. He's already kicked 1. And this is a lot closer than the one he had earlier on this end.
He'd always be on high alert when Myers gets the ball as a GWS defender. Just turns so quickly. Gives the forwards an opportunity.
Mixed day in front of the sticks for Tyson Stengel, 1-3. Staggers in from about 43 metres. Looks really good off the boot. And 30,000 people in Geelong cheer.
Quick reply there from the Geelong Football Club. Tyson Stengel kicks his second for the game. After missing a few before that, but this is setting up for a fantastic finish here. Both sides playing different brands of football. The Giants just trying to get it forward. The Cats just probing a little bit more, waiting for open lead lanes like that. But Brian Myers with the ball centre forward. Very rarely does he make a mistake, and Geelong will be hoping that he can get more hand on the ball in the back 8 minutes of this quarter.
4 goals from centre bounce now for the Cats. Been dominant in this area of the ground. Smith's been on fire. He's had 5 of them. Blitzar's had 5 centre clearances.
Taking us down quality street, these two teams this afternoon. 7.5 minutes left. There's a kick in it. Clearance is huge. O'Halloran, he launches. He's got Cadman and Hogan. Big grab, Hogan. Didn't hold it. Didn't hold it. He puts his hands to his head, Jesse.
Heck, it was just a little shunt there.
Oh, so close and yet so far. He's got 7. Tom Green, brilliant smother in the congestion. Atkins working hard. Smith floats it wide. Dempsey got an ugly bounce. Himmelberg went in low. Handball out wide by Delana. Good side step from Ash. Caught! Gone!
Just didn't trust Aaron Cadman ahead of the ball. He needed to kick to Aaron Cadman.
Oh, is that 50? Wow.
So Cameron has it along the wing. Low ball down the line. Dempsey. Quick palm off to Buse. And Neal. Great distribution and a great lead.
So yeah, it's good build up. So not much Sam Taylor could do about that, but it was a good lead there by Shannon Neal. We saw Tom Green kick one here late in the third quarter for GWS.
So Neal looked up at the shot clock there. Brownie, he's going to try and milk it for as long as he can. And this is a carbon copy of the kick from Green earlier on. From 50, he gives it a ride, but it's just offline. Good attempt, and we're all square.
Patrick Dangerfield still on the bench.
Max Holmes is there as well. There's the opportunity to switch them when you're having a set shot. That this game locked up, you do not want to leave 2 of your best players on the bench. Brian Myers is there as well.
So the stage is set. Scores level. It's now a 5-minute and 40-second game. Edge of the seat stuff. Taylor wide, Himmelberg wide. Taylor got hands on it, couldn't bring it down. And both teams can reset. No need to tell you how big this clearance will be. Trying to get Dangerfield, Myers and Holmes back on. Myers, arguably their best delivery man inside 50. Dangerfield, arguably their best forward.
Cameron in the ruck here.
Kieran Briggs is stuck on the bench for the Giants.
Cameron and Riccardi. Riccardi won that, but down to Smith, who was tackled almost as he collected it. Ball fed out. Hughes, who's been good in his return game. Duncan's been great. Cameron goes long. Great catch, tangle, middle of the pack. Amazing. It wasn't meant for him. When he turned around, it was there.
Sensational there. Jeremy Cameron goes up, takes the run, then gets involved in transition. There's his man, Connor Iden. You have to impact there. You're the loose man there. Your direct opponent has gone upfield. You need to impact that aerial contest. Least of all that guy that's shorter than 6 foot taking contested mark. Great effort though.
Crafty forward, Tyson Sting. Was very good above his head. Just found contact at exactly the right time to get himself a clean set of hands on the ball.
He's had an up and down year. He's had an up and down career. This, a massive moment. Wow. And they lead by that.
Max Holmes and Paddy Dangerfield have made their way back out onto the green, so that interchange has been successful.
Thanks, Sarah.
So if Geelong have been in front times during the day, it hasn't been by a lot. 3 the maximum. Himmelberg. Plays on. comes sideways. It's a dangerous kick. Patrick's lurking. Dangerfield's kick at the shoelaces of Neil. Couldn't quite. Taylor's been very good today. Ware out to Iden. That could be a big moment. Ash, foot left, palmed it right. Callahan beats close to the punch. Then a little kick into the middle of the ground. Big ball to win. How does it bounce? In the centre, Delana did well. Tom Green over the top. He goes. They push forward. Fonty's little kick. O'Halloran punched away. Tacone picked it up. He's grabbed. Looking for Duncan. Now O'Sullivan goes in. He's taken the ground. Thomas is lurking. Umpire lets it go and now balls it up.
Oh, what about that critical contest right here? Callahan was the one. And I think his kick sort of skew-whipped off the side, but it was Delana who just got in there.
Atkins almost won it. Toby Green tackled. Too many unselfish players. Dangerfield could have gone for goal. He elected not to.
Thought we had the game of the year last Saturday night, Dwayne. I reckon this one goes over the top of that.
Guthrie thumps it toward Dempsey in the boundary, and the umpire will do it again.
How good's it been, mate?
It's superb, isn't it?
Get 7 goals from a big key forward. That'd be annoying the most this season, wouldn't it?
I think so. I'll be interested to see what side goes up from the GWS. I saw the killer whale early on. And if we go all offence now.
Briggs back on fresh. Callahan had it, lost it. Still alive. Thomas. 2-on-2. Goal square. Huge ball to win. Riccardi. He turned him inside out. Wow. Giants in front. 3 minutes from time. They're threatening to do it again to make it 5 wins in a row against the Cats here.
I was thinking Jesse Hogan may have got a free kick here in this aerial contest, but Callahan's been the one on the move at stoppage. Harvey Thomas has had a shocking first half, but he's the one that has been in and under and gets the ball forward here. And look at this from Riccardi. That's lovely. Just knew exactly what he needed to do. Got around, and a lovely finish. And the sign goes up for offence, comes down. Quick smart, I think, and the killer whale may come up again. They want to make sure that they shut this game down, but there is plenty of time for the Cats to score.
Too much time to shut it down, you would have thought.
Well, there used to be an era where the Riccardi name was their favourite son, and now he's stabbed them in the heart with less than 3 to play. Briggs wins it. Smith fighting for it with Holmes. Smith marginally won it. Blitzarves. Mullen tries to tap it to his advantage. GWS keep pushing it forward. Only as far as Buse. Intercepted. It's like volleyball at the moment. Holmes. High handball. Smith had to wait for it. Got rid of Ware. Goes laterally to the outer side. Guthrie has it. Plenty of noise in the stadium. He goes short towards Dempsey. It was a bit hot for him. Close as their line beats them.
Love Dangerfield. Top of the goal square on his own. Jordan forward to the lead out of the space.
This is where you analyse every contest though, Brandy, like a missed tackle there. In this last 2 minutes, we will look at absolutely everything. You must do the fundamentals right. For the Giants, they've just got to keep the ball in close. You don't need to score again. Don't tap it out.
Briggs in the congestion. Whitfield with some poise. Tom Green hard it down in all manner of trouble. Manner wrapped him up. And 50 maybe. Crowd called for it. He takes off. This would send the house crazy, but he kicks it wide. Of all options, out on the full.
That's not the worst result. The Giants are really going to be forced to one side of the ground here, so you prefer this rather than a point. The Giants been able to go either way. They must go down the line, you think.
Kick outside defensive 50. Big ball to win. Decoding. Terrific grab under pressure. Centering ball. Blitzarves.
Oh, he's been enormous today, Blitzarves.
Dangerfield's claimed it. But the umpire wasn't going to fall for it.
He's been outstanding. With the loss of Reece Stanley last week. Good mark there too by Sam McCann. He just came back on the ground. That's what you have to do, to deploy your weapons forward. You know, he can stretch the ruckman going the other way if it's asked.
He's kicked 5 in season 2025. A goal here would be the most important. From about 40 outs, the blitz. It's hit the post. Dramatic scenes here at GMHBA with 1:18 to go.
6 goals, 11 from set shots today, the Cats.
Crowd can't believe it. Chris Scott can't believe it. They're 1 minute and 18 away, the Giants, but they're hemmed in at fullback.
Jesse Hogan kicking the ball. He's the one you want to be kicking it to.
He hammers it wide. Myers, they're about to get a roll of the dice here, the Cats, to steal the win. He floats into the pocket. Dangerfield, Ash, arguably the best player in the comp this year, takes the saving mark. There's still time though. Cats need a turnover from this kick. He heads wide. Everybody knew where he was going. Briggs is there. They all float in. Ball to the back. Kept alive, and that might be to their detriment. They've got a roll of the dice left. O'Sullivan inside. Gets his own crumb back. Seconds keep rolling. Smith goes wide. O'Connor. They need a mark from this kicker. A crumb. Close flies. Manor flies toward goal. It's wide.
Well, DeConing was free inside 50 all by himself. He's Hogan's man. He's pushed forward, so it's got to be really smart. I get that there's panic at the moment, but the most composed team will win this.
A gripping 16 seconds left. Hogan with the long kick. Geelong need a marker, a fist. O'Sullivan couldn't. Himmelberg happy to take it out. They're going to throw it in.
Going to load up behind the ball now. There's no 6-6-6 in this stage of the game. Plenty of numbers back behind the ball. All the GWS forwards running back into Geelong's defence to fill up.
Jesse Hogan, who's kicked 7. Directing traffic. Throw in. Briggs. Caught in the air. Atkins almost. Thomas throws it on the boot. Gains meterage. Myers. The siren. The Giants have done it again. Their 5th victory in a row at the Cannery. They've found their piece of paradise, all right. They win by 4.
Wow, what a win. What a gutsy win that was. 5 in a row down to the Cannery. Can you believe that? It's an unusual stat in the modern day, especially the last 20-odd years of the Cats' dominance. But what a gutsy win. And Adam Kingsley hoping the side, the game was back together today. It's a big out. Geez, they were gutsy. That third quarter where they just hung on for dear life was inspirational.
What a win. What a win. Tom Green's had 37 disposals today. It is fantastic.
Big forward.
Jesse Hogan's kicked 7. 7 goals, 1-2, which is really important, Brandon, because if you look at the scoreboard, 14 goals, 17 to Geelong, 16 goals, 9 to the Giants. It is really the only tale you can tell, the accuracy in front of goal.
You can argue you've got the best key forward and the best key defender in the competition. Sam Taylor was enormous, wasn't he, Jack? And obviously Jesse down the other end of the ground.
Well, they had 2 big chances in that last 2 or 3 minutes, Geelong too, didn't they? That went awry.
Well, they had that set shot opportunities, like Jack said, and that's, look, bad kick is bad football, Matt, and you've got to be able to embrace the moment, don't you? And they weren't difficult set shot cars. Shannon Neal's was, but Motlop's definitely wasn't. Need to go back and kick those.
So Geelong, who have had 4 weeks of just magnificent games against the Hawks and then Carlton and then Collingwood and GWS. So brave again in defeats. But a remarkable stat. The Giants, the team from Western Sydney, Jack, 5 wins in a row at Kardinia Park.
Yeah, their ability to out-hunt Geelong. Geelong outworked Collingwood, and it was ground balls. Plus 19 in that last quarter last week. And this time, plus 21 to the Giants. So their work rate was fantastic. Their handball game got up and going, gave them some great rebound from the back half. And their captain was fantastic, and he joined Sarah Jones.
Toby Green, what a game. Arguably the game of the season. What a performance. You're back on track. How are you feeling?
cooked. It was bizarre games. I don't know how many times it changed lead, changed momentum. I missed a couple of shots late, and it's just a bit of luck, but did well. But it's a tough spot to come down and win, and we've done it a few times now, so it's good for our season, that's for sure.
What is it about this ground that you guys love so much? I mean, you're thinking about selling games for the MCG. Maybe you should sell them down here.
No, we're not coming back down to each other enough. I don't know. We're sort of in the same position as well. We've lost a few games, come here and needed a win, and able to bring out, good pressure, young team, and the Hoge is massive as well. So, just a good win, good gutsy win.
What about Jesse? 7 goals. He looks sore at times. Not only that, though, his leadership late. I mean, he is quite an experienced player. How valuable is that?
Oh, yeah, he's our man in those situations to go back behind the ball, and he had a couple of big moments, and I didn't know he kicked 7. That's a bloody good effort. So, we would have been in trouble without him.
Talk to us about what happened to your knee, your ankle rather, just on the 3/4 time break. You looked in a lot of pain. Was it just a bit of a stinger? You're okay?
We'll find out tomorrow morning when I wake up. It was bloody sore at the time, but once you get going, it's all right. It'll be more tomorrow, so wait and see.
Heading in, it was 3 losses in a row. Were you starting to feel the pinch and feel the pressure that you really did need to get things back on track? As long as the season is, you still do need to rack up those wins.
Yeah, definitely. We knew, you wouldn't know we're under pressure at the club. Vibes been good and boys been working hard, but you got to bank wins, and it's a tight comp, so it's a huge win for us. And we've got to try and get rolling now.
Back home next week, you haven't played there much this year. You remember how to get to NG Stadium?
Yeah, I know. We haven't played 2 there, so we're due. It'll be good. It'll be good to get back home and against Freo. So, we'll start thinking about that tomorrow, but enjoy the win tonight.
Enjoy the win. Well done. That was awesome.
All good. Thank you. Respect to you.
Yeah, great effort. Started the game off really well. Toby Green, the centre bounce. As did Jeremy Cameron for the Cats, but well led. What a great win. And your leaders have to stand up. The big-time players stood up all day, especially at either end. Sam Taylor and Jesse Hayden spoke superlatives about their game, but the pressure in the 3rd quarter, Jack, when they were going at 250, which numbers we just very rarely see. And as Toby Green spoke about, they're on the road for 8 weeks. Now, they don't like to publicly acknowledge it as an excuse, but there's no question. When you're on the road for 8 weeks, that creates a lot of challenges. And the game has been struggling the last few weeks, but now this will give us an enormous confidence boost. We know how much talent they've got. A few of them are on the sidelines, so key players to come back in. But geez, these wins do wonders for your confidence and the trajectory of this season.
And perfect time to get back to a home ground as well. Of course, they've got their arms tied behind their back a little with the Easter show that stops them from playing at the Sydney Showgrounds, but they're back there next week against Fremantle, Jack.
They are certainly back there next week. And Brownie, we spoke about the orange ripple. I think we coined it at the start of the game, and it has been the orange ripple for the last month of footy for the GWS Giants, but their game got up and going from the back half today. Their ability to score from the back half, 9 goals, 2. 56 points, and a man who was fantastic behind the ball was Lockie Ash. He had 10, rebound 50, so he was getting back there, winning the ball for 1, and then his ability to push out of there was fantastic. And this man here got on the end of 7 big ones tonight, Brandy. We love seeing big goal kicks.
It's a bag.
And he joined Sarah Jones.
It was a Herculean effort by Jesse Hogan. We've got Jack Rewalt and Jonathan Brown upstairs singing your praises. How tough was that out there today?
Look, coming down to Geelong and playing down here is probably one of the hardest fixtures in football. And, they threw everything at us, but there's just something about this fixture, backs against the wall again, and we just find a way. So, it's an awesome feeling.
Once Jake went down with the hamstring, did you really feel that need that you had to step up, provide that aerial presence?
Not really. I think collectively, even Toby Green had a different role today. With Toby Bedford being out, he played all midfield. So, I think as a collective, I think our contest work ahead of the ball was really strong all day. I think whenever we got it deep, we had a good contest and we scored. So a lot of promising signs today. I think Cads and Rick, aerial stuff was really promising. So we'll review it and go from there.
How physically taxing was that game? I mean, the boys look completely spent at the moment, and you look sore. Was it a hip, adductor? You look like you were getting a bit of work there.
Yeah, no, just a little bit tight coming into the game, and getting a bit older now, so get a little bit sore having to play these big minutes. But no, I'll be fine. Short turnaround, so we'll enjoy this win tonight. No beers, unfortunately. 6-day turnaround, and then go on to Freo.
Older and wiser and playing brilliantly. Well done, Jesse.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
And that 7 goals puts him 2 behind King in the Coleman at this relatively early stage.
And 9 goals early in the season, so we thought it was the biggest, but no, Jesse had 9. as you do. No beers in the rooms after a win like that. Even on a 6 day, I reckon you bring the esky out. Just, you can have a couple, boys, before we go to the bus. Wins like this, they don't come around very often.
I'd be like to cut it through you, Brandon. Just rather beers out on a 6 day break, you beauty, that'd be fantastic. But I mean, this sets them back up again. 4-4 and staring down the barrel of potentially not charging for finals. And Adam Kingsley spoke about the fact that they needed to start to get themselves back into the season, and a win like this does exactly that.
Right. This is the debutants here, Cody Ango. Great story about Cody. Steve Canelio lined all the first season players up and said, if you can kick a goal through the big sticks, you can play this week. And of course, Cody didn't miss, did he?
Luckily, he missed the song last time.
He's going to miss the song if he's not careful.
Get in there. Selfie. He's not aware.
A couple of the young boys around here really enjoying it. You can see the cheer players.
The old boys are getting stroppy.
We've seen these scenes before. We've seen these scenes before. It was Matt Hill. Someone has to go out and get him and say, boys, appreciate you've just played in a win.
Oh, yeah, signing autographs. This is the gift that keeps on giving.
But a big win for the Giants. They come down here and they've got the wood on Geelong down here at GMHBA, and not many sides do. And they will sing this one with a bit of gusto, I would have thought.
All right, folks, there we go. What a cracking game. It was. So Giants 16-9-105 defeating the Cats 14-17-101. What a ring-a-ding-ding game. I tell you what, you got to take the goals when you can get them. And of course, the Cats missed their opportunities in that final quarter, unless Blixar's got that set shot. That's right. It started off all right off the boot, but just faded left, taking the post, put the point on the board. Tell you what, it was a ring-a-ding. It was a close game. Hey, that's one each for the Cats, because the Cats shouldn't have won last week. Let's say that. They won last week. They lost this week, so that's even. You reckon the Roos can win? No, unfortunately not. I don't think the Roos can win, but I'd love the Roos to win, because I don't want Brisbane to go back on top of the ladder. That's the thing. Hopefully the live ladder will be updated here in a moment. But as you can see, after the Giants took control, about 24 points up halfway through that first quarter, and Geelong got back, it was just the lead changes was just incredible. What a tight game. Two good teams playing great footy today. It was an exciting game to listen to and watch. Holy moly. Your Giants, David, how you doing? Welcome in. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, we've got some Giants fans in. We've got some Geelong fans in. Tell you what, that's footy. That's why we love footy. It's the emotions at rock and roll. The win and loss. I tell you what, you just got to look forward to next week now. But the goal scorers for today, Jesse Hogan, if you don't mind umpire, 7 goals won. 7 goals won for the Hogs. He did a fantastic job, didn't he? Tell you what, 22 disposals. Probably best on ground. Maybe not. I don't know. 22 disposals, that's a lot for him. 2 clearances, 13 kicks, 9 handballs, 9 marks, 2 tackles. Wow, 7 goals won. Jake Stringer ended up with just 2 goals. Callum Ward, Thomas, Riccardi O'Halloran, Toby Green, Tom Green, Cadman, singles. The Cats, Sean Manor, Dempsey, Cameron, all with 2. I tell you what, Cameron, if he had kept going in that final quarter, could have been a different story. And of course, Dangerfield, who wasn't as brilliant in that final quarter as he was last week, that could have been the difference as well. But Jeremy Cameron certainly played a great game. They all got 2. Neil Myers, Henry, Duncan, Dangerfield, close. Single goal scorers. disposal getters on the ground today. 37, Tom Green. Thank you, mother, for the rabbits. Wow, 18 kicks, 19 handballs, 7 marks, 4 tackles, 6 clearances, 1 goal, 1. He's got to be in the votes. Bailey Smith. It's pretty good also for the Catters. 34, Lockie Whitfield 30, Max Holmes 30. They were the only 4 on 30. There we go. And just roll down these. Oh, I'll tell you what, I'll try and bring up the ladder in a minute. Folks, I don't want to put the live ladder up because that'll show Brisbane on top. But we'll try and bring the ladder up. There are your stats anyway. If anyone was looking through those now or on the replay, I'll just roll it back up again. There we go. Where it was, Blickstars end up with 20, so that was a pretty good game from him. At least a lot of the players from Geelong, their games lifted today. We only 21 plus disposals to the Giants. So she was pretty tight. Inside 50s though, the Cats had their chance. Look at that, 61 inside 50s to 46. 15 more than the Giants, yet the Giants still were able to get the job done. That's accurate kicking, folks. Accurate kicking, free kicks. The hometown, the umpires, well, sometimes the umpires seem to love the Catters down there, but, well, if they've given or not, the better team should still win the game. There we go. 17 to 10 plus 7 hitouts. Giants by 14. Clearances the Cats, though. Cats always good in the clearances. They were plus 8 and plus 7 in the centre clearances. Contested, uncontested possessions. They're going to be close because both these teams were giving it a really hard crack. No team dominated. Let's say that. It was back and forth. Tell you what an exciting last quarter. Marks inside 50. Good numbers for both teams. 16 to 11. Cats plus 5 in that department. Tackles should be pretty good for both teams as it is. Above season average on both. And look at those tackles inside 50. Wow, 19 to 14. Tell me the pressure wasn't on. So, oh, hang on. Let me just have a little bit of a look. See if I can bring the ladder up. If I can find that ladder for you. All right, there's the ladder. Let me just bring that in. That is... Look, let me take it off the live ladder at the moment. Then I'll put it on the live ladder. There is the ladder as it stands. The Cats. There we go. They're in the 7th spot now, climbing that ladder. It was a vital win for the Cats, of course, because if the Cats lose, the Cats are still on 16 out of the 8, and the Giants would have rock and rolled up the ladder, right up to 6. But the Cats, there we go, only 2 games off top now. Well, depending on what Brisbane do, that's the live ladder, showing Brisbane on top. Let's take that off. We don't need that up there just yet. But that's showing the Cats and the Giants how close it is. Both played 9, both won 5, lost 4, and their percentage, there's only 1% separating these teams, so they're pretty even size this year. All right, folks, let me have a look. I tell you what, we couldn't even choose in the chat today who was going to win this game. 50% win for the Cats, 50% win for the Giants. Good job, everyone. That's how close it was. I thought we were going to get a draw at some stage. Oi, that's all I've got for this one. Thanks, everyone, for coming in. We'll see you at the next game. I'm not sure whether I'll be able to do the second half or the last quarter of the North Melbourne-Brisbane game. Might be able to. We'll see what happens, which is on in a moment. If we are, I'll be on. If not, thanks, everyone, for tuning in to this fantastic game this evening. Thanks, Emmanuel, Ryan, JJ, David, everyone else, M. King, everyone who popped in. Hey, gotta love your footy. Thanks, Mike. Good, buddy. Thanks, Manuel. Good to have you here, champ. I'll tell you what, the Giants just too strong on the day by 4 points. All right, folks, that's it. I'm out. Ciao for now. We'll see you at the next game.